Christ.
You're
All
waiting
right,
for
finally.
you're waiting for the StreamYard. I'm not opening the fucking rant. All right, just the FYI. That
Why?
ship has sailed. Come on, man.
Really?
Tony, can we go back to the smell test with the jeans?
Yeah, so Matt, just before we press the button to go live, Matt says he will pretty much wear his jeans until he burns a hole in them. So when you put them, when you put them on in the morning, you do a little, and do you sniff front and back? Are you making sure?
That was my question. Where?
Yeah, are you making sure like you don't have the Hershey Highway or the fucking like oniony bag smells?
How many points of the smell test are there?
How many points?
I would think at least 2, right?
I would say 3.
All right, what's the third?
If they smell, they don't go on.
But you got to smell different areas.
Kev, what's the third area?
Because there's different smells. I would say, all right, so front, back, and then wherever the joint.
You guys know.
Oh, behind the knees. Okay, I'm feeling you.
You guys know I don't give a shit, right?
Yeah, but you're in the food services industry, dude. Nobody wants to buy a pizza from a guy that smells like fucking onions and turds.
That's a great one. And knee slap.
Fair. But I mean,
Kevin, this is the guy who shits his pants while he's driving the truck from venue to venue. So,
I never shit my pants driving the truck. I shit my pants at the farmer's market and threw my underwear in the porta john. Completely different story.
Old McDonald had a shit. Yeah.
Now look, I wore the same jeans all weekend.
Of course you did.
And then I was outside chopping some wood.
Oh, Jesus.
And they got dirty, so they go in the hamper. And now I put on a new pair of jeans.
I own at least a dozen pair of jeans. And
do you really?
Yeah. And if I run out to the store, usually if I run out to the store and come back, I'll put them in the closet and wear them again. But if it's more than 2 or 3 hours, bro, they're burned. They're going in.
Where do you get your jeans, Tony?
Just pretty much Gap or Old Navy.
All right.
And just to be fair, I want to make it clear. I don't wear my work jeans not to out if I'm not at work, I wear different jeans.
Oh yeah, I've got work jeans too. Like if I'm working at the flower shop for a holiday or something,
work jeans are the jeans I am constantly wearing unless I have to work in the rain or I get them filthy disgusting.
Are they Wrangler?
They might be actually.
Ooh, they got the little rivets on the sides and shit.
Tony, do you wear Wranglers?
I can't tell you the last time I wore Wranglers or Levi's.
I think they're either Wranglers or Levi's.
Aren't Levi's expensive though for work jeans?
Possibly.
Yeah, but you guys know me and I'm pretty sure I was coming to Tony's with the giant crotch rip in my jeans.
Yeah, I remember that.
I will wear my jeans till they fall off. Cuz it's such a pain in the ass to break in jeans. To get a nice pair of comfortable jeans.
No, they make them comfortable nowadays. You get them with the little stretch material and shit. Yeah, you could get comfortable jeans.
I'm not ready. Look, I'm not ready to go pajama jeans. Okay.
No pajama jeans. I'm talking legit jeans. They get a little stretch to them nowadays.
Yeah, got a flex fit.
Yeah, dude. I've got boot cut jeans. I've got athletic taper jeans. I got loose jeans. I got snug jeans, regular fits. You could see my fucking bulge and my fucking my ass cheeks. They'll make them any kind of style you want nowadays.
Delicious. Tony the Jean Machine.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Mean Jean. Jean.
No. All right, Kate.
I know exactly where you're going.
It's nice to have you joining us, but if you're gonna bring Orange Cassidy into the conversation, you might as well just fucking log off now.
Don't do her.
Ugh.
We love Kate.
No, we love Kate. We just don't like the OC.
Why? Who doesn't like the OC? I
love stop it.
Both the show and the wrestler.
Yeah, 2 out of 3 wizards hate the OC.
I've never even seen the show.
The show was a good show until later on in the series when they killed off what's her name, Melissa. I want to say her name was.
I don't know. Look at my Spock. He said, "Shit. Since the '90s, I would be shocked if I bought 12 pairs of jeans."
Since the '90s.
What can I tell you, Milwaukee Tom?
Yeah, well, how old is Motspock? 14?
No, you know what Motspock does? He's the guy that's always wearing shorts though too.
Well, that's what I was. That's actually a good point because I was going to ask you, how often do you honestly wear jeans? Go socially. or like out, not at work.
I gotta tell you,
all the time.
I've been getting fancier. Like if we're going out, I'll throw on a pair of khakis. I'll throw on a pant. I got like a pair of green pants, gray pants, blue pants. Like I'm getting to be a fancy gentleman in my older age.
Can't wear khakis.
What you saw me in last week is what I went out to dinner in.
No, and you
we
look
didn't
fine.
see your pants.
Yeah,
I was wearing
that's true.
jeans. I had jeans
Okay,
on.
that's fine. What kind of shoes were you wearing?
I wore my Converse.
Chuck E. Cheese?
Like Chuck Taylor's?
Yeah.
To fucking Capitol Grill?
Guess what, bro? They don't look at your shoes when you leave them a fucking $120 tip.
You couldn't fucking put on like boat shoes? Are you telling me the
They ain't
professor
looking
does
at my
better than
shoes,
you?
bro.
Boat shoes!
They don't
Boat
give a
shoes!
shit.
What decade do you think we're in?
I don't know. Step it up a little bit. Chuck Taylor's to the Capitol Grill?
Yeah, they didn't say a fucking word to me.
I will wear Chuck Taylor's with a tuxedo at the next wedding.
Oh, come on. You're one of those guys?
No, I'm not. Like when I see it on ESPN with people wearing suits and sneakers, it drives me batshit crazy.
Thank you.
But I'm not wearing boat shoes with them.
Oh, look,
boat shoes look like?
Look, I'm talking to Matt, and like the company he keeps. I mean, the professor's worn boat shoes for 30 years.
Those are not boat shoes, bro. Those are aqua socks.
All right. Well, he does have boat shoes. I've seen the guy wear boat shoes before, so I'm not too far off.
And I'm not ripping boat shoes. Boat shoes are perfectly fine in the correct environment, but I'm not wearing jeans and boat shoes or khakis and boat shoes anymore.
You haven't been around white people with money, Kevin. That's all they fucking wear.
Boat shoes aren't expensive. You can go to like freaking.
No, yeah, all right. It depends on where you get your boat shoes,
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, look, I like getting my jeans at Old Navy, sometimes like $40, sometimes the Gap, they're like $70, $80. Bro, you look around a little bit, some jeans are like $200, $300, $400 a pair.
No,
that's
Navy's not as cheap as it used to be either, man.
No, nothing.
That's where you would go for your cheap jeans. And now they're like just as like whoa. I'm dropping $50 on a pair of jeans from
That's
Old
why,
Navy.
dude. So it's like Old Navy and like Skechers. I know my size. I know when I order shit, it's going to be exactly the way I want it. So I fucking just keep going back to the well. I can't go to the mall. Fuck that shit. I'd rather just get my shit delivered to me in 5 days.
Do people still go to the fucking mall?
Yeah.
I did.
My wife went to American Dream last week. She was looking for a dress. Bro, that fucking mall did not have a single store that had dresses in it. She was like,
"That's
what
a
the
circus,
fuck?"
that place, man.
Yeah, it's a fucking zoo. It's a nightmare, that place.
That's a freaking criminal. That's highway robbery, that place.
God.
Holy shit.
Ugh.
Well, that's what happens when the pre-show conversation gets good, and then I'm forced to hit the record button. Episode 606 tonight. We have a jam-packed show. We got Sam Adonis joining us a little later. We got Down the Aisle with Brendan Haney, who Kevin doesn't know who he is, even though he's been on the show before, and they met face-to-face yesterday.
Yep.
Brundle.
Saw him yesterday. Couldn't tell you who he was.
We got picks to go over. We got tons of wrestling to talk about. AEW continues down the WCW rabbit hole with the backstage fights. Bray Wyatt's back. The NWA Hard Times 3 card is starting to shape up. There's a new member in Los Ingranobles de Japón. Lots of stuff to talk about. Bound for Glory. The fucking gauntlet, fucking call your shot bullshit.
Yeah, and plenty of denim talk and talk about denim from.
And it's all here next on your favorite. It's not. I don't even want to say your favorite wrestling podcast. I want to say your favorite podcast.
All across the board.
That'd be fair.
The Shining Wizards. It's all coming at you live next.
The following is a presentation of the Shining Wizards Network, broadcasting live on rantiumradio.com and available on all podcast platforms and at shiningwizards.com. Follow us on social media at Wizards Podcast. Check out our merchandise at merch.shiningwizards.com. Do your Amazon shopping at amazon.shiningwizards.com and become a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/wizardspodcast. As always, we thank you for your continued support. And now, enjoy the show.
This is Scotty Riggs. It's been a pleasure to be on Shining Wizards, which you can catch on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and shiningwizards.com. Keep it heel and do it.
What's up, fuckers?
Where did cheese go?
It's a stupid fucking question, Kevin.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and
Whoa!
Hey, this is Moose.
God, that was disgusting.
Shining wizards rule the world.
You are tuned in live to episode number 606 of the Shining Wizards Wrestling Podcast, coming to you live on all the social media platforms, the Facebook, the Twitter, the Twitches, and the YouTubes, going with you wherever you go, because we exist on each and every Shining Wizards platform there is, streaming, taking you along everywhere and anywhere we go. But enough about the bullshit. It's time for some wrestling talk.
And talk about wrestling.
Tony.
Matt.
KJG.
Jesus, I got a little confused there in the intro. I'm not going to lie. Trying to leave out where we're not on. You fucked me all up tonight.
I did?
Yeah, a little bit.
Why?
Where are we not live tonight?
I hit the fucking button, bro. We're live.
Are you serious? And you didn't give me the fucking, like, the hey, I changed my mind?
Because you were like, come on, really? You're not going to do it?
All right, well, then let me get this in here. Live on the rant, rantdmradio.com. And yes, we do exist on every Shining Wizards platform there is. God, I hate when I fuck up the intro. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, oh boy. But enough about me fucking up. Boys,
Tony, you know what that
how
was?
have you
A
been?
bunch of bats flew out of a cave when you said we're live on the rant.
Oh,
Like
God.
everything, like no one heard that but the bats that wanted to leave.
What's the,
That was a good bat.
what are you doing there? What are you, fucking Nell Carter? What are you doing?
No, I'm holding my neck. Before I was just kind of doing like a little radio thing. you
Yeah,
know,
no,
like,
that's why I asked.
I don't know, just something a little different for the people watching at home that play along with us every single Monday night.
Oh, please, if you play along with us and you do this to the intro, you pretend that you're like doing the intro.
That's like Don Pardo used to do that shit. Like when he used to do like what SNL and fucking what the Tonight Show and all that shit. He'd be like, oh no, like fucking holding his ear, like holding the headphone up to his ear and shit.
What are you talking about?
Bro, I'm old.
bro.
So
What was
there
the
you
name
go.
you said? Don Parton?
Don Pardo.
Who's Don Pardo?
He used to do all the announcing for NBC. Like he did like
Okay.
Saturday Night Live and shit like that.
So he would do the intros for the host.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, I like Don Pardo. I
See?
respect it.
Kate, Don Pardo reference. Thank you. I'm glad
I
you
just
did
never
that.
knew his name actually.
For real.
Oh my
Well,
God.
Don Pardo retired. He retired a while ago, and I know.
Oh, from life too.
R.I.P.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Don Pardo's
Oh,
long
oh yeah,
gone.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
9 years.
Live.
Bro, he
God.
lived to be fucking 96.
All right. So what does he want? A medal? Good for
He
him.
ain't getting nothing but some worms in his grill.
Really? Come on now.
I don't know. He's fucking dead. What do you want me to do?
I never knew his name, but I used to do a great Don Pardo impression.
All right. Well, now you're gonna have to.
No, I can't do it now. I'm 39
Oh,
years old.
then why
When
would you
I-
bring that up?
Because I never knew his name.
You gotta.
And what
Hey,
did he
you know
say? What was he like? He was the one that would introduce the cast, right? Or
This
like,
is Saturday Night Live.
starring.
Yeah, featuring G.E. Smith and the Saturday
Yeah.
Night Live band.
And then at the end, it'd be like the guys that nobody gave a shit about because they were just trying to like.
Yeah, well, they would announce
Hone
like
their
the main
craft.
10 players, and then like all the people that were there for like the first time. Like it's like featuring blah 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 blah.
Pete Davidson.
Yeah. Musical guests
Actually, yours is better than mine.
and your host,
I'm a
ladies and
gas
gentlemen,
tire.
ladies and gentlemen, Tom Hanks.
5-timer, right?
Oh, fucking probably more than that by now.
Yeah, but you get the coat when you do it 5 times.
Yeah, it's like Tom Hanks, Chris Rock, I think Alec Baldwin. I think John Cena is actually a 5-timer now too.
Justin Timberlake is.
Of course he is. Dick in a box, brother.
Here's my dick in a box. It's my wow. I think I might be sick too, Tony.
Well, you didn't catch it from me, sir.
It's weird.
I see Asian Joe is in the chat, and I had the wonderful pleasure of meeting Asian Joe Thursday evening.
Let me ask you, is he really Asian?
Asian as they come, buddy.
Is his
Really?
name really Joe?
Yeah, he showed up in a rickshaw and everything. It was weird.
Holy shit, dude! Really?
What? You asked if he was Asian. He was Asian.
Did he have theme music?
You know what?
Could have just said yes.
I got there after them because it was him. He was meeting myself and Kate and the Monies.
He was meeting
And,
myself.
I was the fourth to arrive. So I don't know if he had entrance music. But
If he did have entrance music, what would it sound like?
Oh,
Asian
man.
Joe in a box. Asian Joe in a box. Yay, yay. Asian Joe in a box.
Look, Mike Peterson. Matt was not fashionably late.
Matt was
coming-
fashionably late.
No, Matt was coming from work. Okay, Matt's always on time.
Oh God! So you got Matt's fucking smelly jeans that night.
I know. I gave myself a spritz.
Oh
You
God!
You don't think my bag is full of things?
Oh, I know what
What's
your
your
bag is full of.
What's your spritz of choice, Matt?
Whatever. I think it's a degree 72-hour body spray.
Oh.
Okay. I was an Axe guy, and then the CVS by me stopped having it, so I went to the Dove
All right.
body spray.
Well, man, I think it might be Dove.
It's like a gray
Yes. I
cylinder.
think it is Dove. Yeah, I think it's
well, they're
Dove.
all cylinders.
Did you run out of your ball freshener wipes?
Well, let me tell you a funny story. I in my bag, I keep all my stuff in there. So I just was like, it was dark. I just got back from the truck. I was changing shirts, gonna get deodorant. I get the deodorant out. I'm shaking it. I'm spreading. Nothing's coming out. Nothing's coming out. I'm like, what the fuck? Then I get a little. Then I get a little. I'm like, what the fuck? I look. It was my ball spray.
ball
So
spray
I-
in a box?
So I had to go back into the bag and find my deodorant and then reapply the deodorant.
So wait, you applied? Where did you apply your ball spray?
My armpit. Yes.
Not to be confused with
Yeah,
the
I'm
fight
laughing
pit.
at that too.
I fixed it for now.
Kate wants to know what's happening with Kevin's hat hair situation.
Yo, I'm fucking handsome, bro.
Kevin's gonna listen to some Tubular Tunes while he's surfing the half pipe, bro.
Why not? Keep it retro. Take this fucking full screen off me.
Oh, uncomfortable, Kevin.
Oh, what do you do?
Kevin's gonna read the plugs.
I'll do it. Let me read it. Brandon Horny makes experimental music.
Brandon Horny, delicious.
Well, Brandon
Listen,
Horner will be joining us later tonight.
I was off today, so we started a little early. Just so you know.
Who's
Full
we? What
disclosure.
are you, frogs in your fucking pocket?
I do.
Nice.
Oh.
So yeah, I got to meet Asian Joe Thursday. Very nice guy. We had a nice time hanging out at the local watering hole.
Where?
Cool.
Oh, your normal spot?
Yeah, I went to my spot. They got there early. The Monies got there early, and they got a table in the dining room. And I've never been in the dining room once, and it was awful.
Oof.
Ah.
Awful.
Yeah, I just felt like I was away from where I belonged at the bar with my people.
That's right. Matt is a man of the people.
So once we ate, we paid the tab, and then we moved to the bar. It was a good time. I think Joe had a good time. I hope he had a good time. I think he said some kind things.
So where's Joe from again?
He's from the
Asia.
Midwest, Nebraska.
Ooh, Nebraska. What was he
So
doing out of here?
GC Dub?
No, he came out to watch Nebraska play Rutgers.
Oh, that's right. We talked about this. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did Rutgers win?
I have no idea.
Huh.
Oh, man. Don't look at me. College
tell you right
football is
now.
a joke.
I can tell you who didn't win this weekend, Kev.
What's that?
The Mets.
See, how dare you go there?
Wow, that was the Nebraska did win 14-13.
Wow. Sounds like either a nail biter or a real boring game.
Now let me ask you a question. Why, Tony? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Why would you do that?
Because it's kind of heartbreaking. Anybody check on Phil?
No more than any
I
other.
haven't heard from Phil since the weekend.
Well, that's. I mean,
no. I saw him post some sort of picture with him in some sort of fast food hat.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's alive. He's eating. He's happy.
But see, Matt, and I
Yes.
think that you'll appreciate this out of me. I know the Dolphins loss was the least of your concerns. when it
Oh
comes to the Mets.
shit! Kevin
So, no,
Butler
no.
on.
No. I'm doing the opposite of this.
No, you're not.
I was going. I normally wear my Jets hoodie after a Jets win. I did not do that today, out of respect to you, because
the-
of the Mets.
Kevin, fairness, you couldn't even comb your hair today. I'm be surprised if you even
My hair
found your
looks
Jets
glorious.
sweatshirt.
Listen, you wish you had my hair, bro.
I do. I said it before we started the show.
Yeah.
I wish it was on.
Wish
Look at
it.
my fucking bald
Keep
spot
wishing.
over here, dude.
Keep
I'm getting
wishing.
old.
Keep
Good
wishing.
God Almighty.
It was a rough sports day yesterday for me.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Not gonna lie. I don't know why I had to go there, Tony. It wasn't
Yes,
unnecessary.
yeah. Tony, you open the
We don't do a
door.
sports podcast. You don't even watch fucking baseball or football.
Yeah, Tony doesn't watch anything. What do
You're
you
right, I
watch,
know.
Tony?
No, he watches
NWA.
the fucking my big fat sisters or whatever the fucking the 700-pound sisters, whatever dumb fucking show he's watching.
They're not on. I'm waiting for the new season to
Oh,
start.
did they fucking die because they both weigh 700 pounds?
No, the one finally got the surgery and she was doing better. I can't wait to see what she looks like now.
Yeah, thank you, Brandon Horny. Kevin had it on yesterday, and he knew that dub was coming. That's all it is. But I would not rub in the Mets thing because that stinks.
It is what it is. They should have. You can't get swept by the Cubs and not beat the Pirates in September.
Take one game in that last series against Atlanta. Can't take that's brutal. And listen, I don't hate the Mets. So like seeing that kind of hurt. I mean, my dad's a Phillies fan, so I was rooting for the Phillies too, but I was also rooting for the Mets. So, like you root for teams. Like it's different. But Matt's a diehard, so that stinks for him. Stinks, I say.
It is what it is. Kevin, you have a funny story about Brendan Haney from yesterday.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah.
You care to
Brendan,
share?
I'll share. What the hell do I care at this point? I saw Brendan Haney yesterday at FWF Live, which is a spin-off of like Cap and the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast show in Ridgefield Park. And I went and he approached me and said, "Hey, Kevin," or something to that nature. I don't remember exactly how it went down. But he was like, he's like, it's Brendan. I'm like, "Oh, from the liquor store." Because like some guy
He purposely fucking
like some guy like because a while ago someone saw my Major Wrestling Figure Podcast hat who looked a lot like Brendan. Came up to me and said something to the effect of, "I thought Matt Cardona only drank Bud Light limes," when I was like purchasing a Bud Light or something. And so Brendan approached me and I saw Brendan. I'm like, "Dude, I'm sorry. I love you. Who the fuck are you?" And I didn't say those words, but Brendan will tell you the exact same experience happened. And I'm like, "Dude, I'm sorry. I love you. I can't wait to have you on tomorrow," because he said it's his favorite part of the show, the Down the Aisle, which we will be doing later on in the broadcast. And it was dope. We had a good time, man. It was fun. So, hey, Brendan, how are you?
Brandon Horny.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Brandon Horny, bro. Make that a gimmick, kid.
I did the same thing at Grand Slam to Kate's friend. Kate was talking to, and we were standing there. I was like, "Don't fucking introduce us or anything." And he was like, "I sat with you guys last time." And I was like,
Is that the guy that sat with us at that first Dynamite?
"It wasn't. It was not Bacon.
Oh, it was not Bacon. Was Bacon
No.
your friend or her friend?
Bacon's my friend."
Okay.
But the last time when we went to Grand Slam last time, he had a mask on and he sat all the way in the end next to Kate. I didn't know what he looked like. He was just another white dude with a mask on.
See, the great thing about Brendan is that he knows that my memory, I have a terrible memory because he listens to the show every week. So, like, he knows that I can't remember shit. So, the fact that he appreciated it and still was like, "Okay, like, I get it. Listen, I'm sorry, man. Like, it all works out at the end," because I'm excited to have him on. And then once the images started, like, getting back into my head, I knew exactly who he was. And I'm excited that he's a fan, and I'm excited to have him on for Down the Aisle tonight, baby.
Do I know who Bacon is?
No.
You were not there for that show.
Oh, I will be there in November for the show.
Oh, baby. That's
I
gonna be
can't wait.
that's gonna be a big show.
Whoa.
There it is.
Can't wait for that one.
Neither can I. Tony, how was your weekend?
Kind of low key. Kid's been
All right.
not feeling well, so doctor's appointments, and I got to dry. My new dryer's coming Friday, so
That's exciting.
I had to make sure it could fit. So I was cutting counters and moving things so I could get it through the door. And yeah, that's my life.
Asian Joe, I can't wait to come back to Jersey area and have to reintroduce myself to Matt. Won't happen, Asian Joe, because I actually interacted with you. Brendan Horny. It was great. I knew Kevin was a few beers deep.
That's a great point. It's a great point. What time was Brandon? If you're in the respond in the chat, what time did you actually say hello to me?
Taking advantage of Indigenous People Day, huh?
Me?
Who?
Today.
Oh, I was off. It's a government.
It's Columbus Day, you
holiday.
fucking dickhead. It's Columbus Day. I'm getting get everybody fired up. Come on. Bring your comments.
Get the hate tweets going.
Yeah, come on. Fucking do it. We're having a good show tonight. Fucking ruin
Did you
it.
have work today, Tony?
No.
So your company celebrates Columbus Day or Indigenous People Day?
We celebrate Columbus Day and Juneteenth. We're equal opportunity.
That has nothing to do with today, Juneteenth.
You're right. Juneteenth has nothing to do with today either.
That's exactly what I just said. You're just
Evan,
repeating.
does your business celebrate Columbus Day or Indigenous People Day?
On the signs on the doors for all municipal buildings, it says we will be closed on Columbus Day / Indigenous Peoples Day.
Making everybody happy. The town.
Which I got no problem with, man.
Ugh.
Wait,
listen, I'm Italian. I'm Italian.
People, Tony.
Nothing, but it's Columbus Day. Why did they get Columbus Day? Don't they have Thanksgiving?
Who's
the
indigenous God, who's they? What are you doing?
Hey, the indigenous people.
Hold on.
They celebrated with the pilgrims.
You cannot.
So it's a Pilgrim's Day too. You did not just say don't they. Oh, Matt.
You cannot tell me that you like Christopher Columbus is a hero in the Italian community.
Wait. Do you know who Christopher Columbus is?
I know.
Are you aware how revered he is in the Italian community?
So they're happy. You're happy that he discovered America and slaughtered a bunch of people?
Oh yeah, slaughtered a bunch of people. Like he was the only one that was involved in any of that shit.
He's the only one that discovered America.
He's the only one that counts, right? Yeah.
His name's on the deed, brother.
The deed.
Booker man.
I don't know. I'm off every Monday, so it's all the
So every Monday's Indigenous Peoples Day for you.
I just cycle through. You give me a day, it's every Monday. Donut day, pizza day,
donut day.
So Matt, do you as a restaurateur, do you have to celebrate with like specials for all these different days that involve food that don't exist?
No.
Like so, like as a restaurateur, you don't have to celebrate national, mushroom pizza day or national.
I don't know. There's no, because there's no like. It's not like it's because it's like a fucking fad on like fucking social media. Like you wake up and it's like it's National Donut Day, and I'm like, wasn't it National Donut Day fucking a month ago? There's no. It's stupid. It's all fucking stupid. People are stupid.
Yeah,
Thank you. Here.
Yeah, but I don't think sharing the Columbus Day with the Indigenous People Day is stupid.
All right. Well, let me ask Matt this. Like for Thanksgiving, do you guys have like turkey pizza where you guys put like a little bit of sliced turkey on the pizza, maybe some stuffing?
What's wrong with
great
you?
question.
What, like Halloween, do you put like pumpkin on the pizza or like a little like spice for like
or
the
Kit
white
Kats?
girls? Yeah.
What is wrong? What is wrong with the two of you?
All right. How about for Easter? Do you have like Easter egg pizza where like
Or rabbit?
pepperoni's like colored
Look,
into like Easter
you're not
eggs?
from like another fucking country. You've lived in New Jersey your whole life. You're a grown man. Have you ever heard of any of the? Have you ever walked into a pizzeria and ordered any of these things?
Do you
Rabbit?
put peppermint on a pizza for Christmas?
Have you ever done that?
I don't own a pizzeria. I'm not a restaurateur.
Have you ever walked into a pizza? I don't own a fucking pizzeria either, dipshit.
But you're a restaurateur.
What is with this fucking restaurant for?
I work in you came up with it. I'm running with
It's
it.
a new nickname.
You should be restaurateur, Matt.
No, he's the restaurateur.
No, I don't do any. I make fucking pizza. It's very simple.
All right, so do you put mistletoe?
Oh, I can't.
Um,
Believe
Oh, like
Pizza.
inside the box. So when you open the pizza,
when you
you
open it
kiss
up-
the pizza.
To share a nice little romantic moment.
Dear God, no. Dear Lord, no. Dear Lord, no. Good God. When this show
Also, your
goes to, like,
mistletoe.
when this show goes to 10:30 tonight, I'll remind you that we wasted 20 minutes talking about jeans, indigenous people, Columbus Day, mistletoe pizza. Fuck.
Listen. If Miko Meister gonna have reindeer pizza,
That's
Fuck
your
that.
fault, though, Tony.
Fuck that guy, too. Always reaching out when he needs something. Never
Isn't
just
that-
checking in to see how we're doing. Never a retweet. He's too busy fucking playing N64, making goofy picture, putting Tony's face on Ludwig Borga pictures. We got a whole room of just Tony's face on Ludwig Borgen pictures. He's in there.
That was genius, though. That was pretty good. All right, so I
Holy
apologize,
shit!
Matt.
Woo!
We went down the
All right,
white
well-
rabbit hole.
I'm glad everyone is doing well. Hopefully, you out there are also enjoying your Columbus Day / Indigenous People Day / first Monday of the fall. I don't fucking know.
Wow.
Something.
Whew, my belly is hurting from laughing so hard.
Your
What
tummy
the hell?
tums.
Tommy, yeah. I might have what T3 caught.
Listen,
My
what do we
tummy
got here?
hurts.
Kate's got mistletoe pizza, Asian Mike Peterson, a kiss with every bite. Asian Joe, Matt's new luchador name, El Restaurateur, and he slaps people with menus and then leaves a check for his opponent to pay after they're pinned.
How much would you pay for a match, or would you see a match between El Restaurateur versus Pizza Man?
Well, you could wrestle that pizza guy now, whatever the fuck his name is.
That's exactly what I just said.
You didn't say his name. You said
His name is Pizza Man.
No, it's not. It's like Luigi Primo or some shit. It's not.
Oh yeah, it
Pizza
is
Man.
Luigi Primo.
Luigi
Come on,
Primo.
Kev, I was there with you. Don't shit on me.
No, but you didn't have to
You
say
said
it.
the pizza man, and I said the guy that the gimmick, Louis, whatever his name is, and you're like,
You knew what I meant when I said the Pizza Man.
Honestly, I didn't. I thought you just meant like another random guy who was the pizza man.
All right.
My bad. Look, my bad. My bad. We're celebrating today.
That's right. Indigenous Peoples Day.
Yes, to Matt, the restaurateur.
I don't know how I became a restaurateur.
You are a restaurateur.
You kind of
Own
are,
it.
dude.
All right. Well, I'm going to take you on a restaurant tour to some wrestling talk. Over
Talk
here,
about
wrestling?
restaurants.
over here we had the brand new Vice vehicle, Tales from the Territories. Did you fellas get a chance to check out the first episode?
Yes, I did.
All right, so I did not, and I not for lack of trying. I literally couldn't get. It's not on demand on Comcast.
Oh yeah, it is. That's how I
No, but
watched it.
No, on Comcast.
Yeah, that's how I watched it. It was on Vice on their Vice on Demand.
That's what I went to look, and I literally couldn't find. Did you watch it on the TV or on your computer?
No, on TV.
Okay, I did not see it on TV.
That's crazy.
But I went to watch it on my laptop, and every single time I put in my cable provider, it literally sent me back to put in your cable provider.
Oh, that sucks.
So like I could not.
I think
could
it's.
not watch it.
I think it is. Yeah, JJ Rogue just
did-
came in. I was just gonna say it. It is on
All right,
YouTube.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
So no, I did not see it, but you guys have at it, baby.
I mean, there's not really much to say. It was the Jarretts. It was who else was in the round table? I can't even think.
Jerry
of who was on-
Lawler
Jerry Lawler was there. Jimmy, yeah. Who
and
was the
Dutch
fifth?
Mantel.
Dutch Mantel. It was great. It was a great fivesome. I wish I could have remembered more than two of them.
So now, how similar is this to Dark Side of the Ring in terms?
It's
of
not.
It's not.
It's kind of like when they used to do the Legends on WWE 24/7.
the round table gimmick?
Yeah. But like there's like no Jim Ross. There's no like there's no Mean Gene. It's just kind of like, I mean, Jeff Jarrett kind of stepped into the role of like leading things, but it wasn't that way. It was just pretty much them telling stories, it was really cool. And then they have they had the Dark Side like reenactments of things like what was it? Jerry Jarrett pulled the promoter's eyeball out. Now, I also heard that may not have been like completely truthful, but something else I learned after the fact that Jerry Jarrett also has bad vision in one of his eyes. So a lot of the people who didn't like him, like that was kind of the gimmick to go after his good eye, I guess, to blind him, which is really fucked up when you think about it. Who was the guy? It was Mario something or other, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was. He was hired by the Welch.
That's it. What was the Welsh territory? I can't remember.
Tennessee. It was
Tennessee. That's right.
Robert Fulton's father, not Robert.
Yep.
Fulton. Yeah.
Well, I'm the king.
Robert
Well, I'm the
Fuller.
king.
Yeah.
Well, I'm the king.
Well, you'll know the Fullers because
Colonel Robert Parker. There we go.
yes.
That's what I was looking for. Colonel Robert
That's the one.
Parker's father.
Wow, Matt's on the ball tonight. He's fucking beat me to the punch on everything.
Sorry, dude. I watched it. Did I watch it Tuesday? Did I watch it Wednesday?
I think I watched it Wednesday. I don't remember.
Yeah, I watched it Wednesday too because I had the morning off Wednesday, so I got to watch that. So I enjoyed it. It's different. There's, obviously, like this week is Kaufman versus the Kings of Memphis, which is a pretty well known. Andy Kaufman. It's a pretty well known story.
So is this Tales from the Territory this season all going to be about Memphis?
No. It just so happened that, from what I understand, when they were doing the Memphis episode, so much came out with the Lawler Kaufman incident that they decided to make it its own episode. So that's why you're getting back to back. But no, there's tons of other ones. I think they're doing Mid-South. They're doing Polynesian Pro, of course, because The Rock is involved. So they're doing a whole thing on that promotion. It's spread out. Oh, AWA too as well. Is week 3, so we got that to look forward to. That's going to be interesting, because as some of you youngins might not be aware, back in the day when there were 3 major promotions, AWA was one of the 3. So,
It really was.
It truly was. They had ESPN, like they had like nationwide cable, TV. Just like the NWA and Georgia Championship Wrestling, which of course was like the NWA. Everybody knows the 605,
right?
All that stuff. So huge cable exposure for the AWA at the Minneapolis company. It's nuts.
So there's 10 episodes.
Yeah. And we just started.
Oh, good. They're gonna do one on Portland.
That's going to be a good one. That's where
I'm excited for that.
Is that
and Matt Bourne
and shit? What the hell's his name? The Irish guy.
Billy Jack Haynes.
Yes, my God, my memory is shit tonight. Oh boy.
You're thinking of Don Owen, Kevin.
Yes. That's right. Yeah. Who's Otto Wan is?
That's Germany. Or
Germany.
Yeah. That was CW. That's CWA.
Copy that.
Yep.
Copy that. Yeah. So, cool. What's up, Kev?
No, nothing.
I thought you had a question.
No, I should just say copy that. Like I understood that I confused Don Owen and Ottawans.
Mike Peterson. Are they doing Texas? 100%.
Yes, and you're right, Krat. So it was Austria. My bad. It was not Germany. Ottawans is Austria. Sorry. Let me shut that off. There we go.
You're good.
No,
so
I'm not.
Was it a good show? Is it worth to go out of your way to try to watch?
I look, if you like that kind of stuff, yes, I would say so.
Yeah, it's a bunch of the boys telling stories about the old days.
Now, is it just the same? Like, 'cause I knew like the panel was like going to be assembled for. I know The Rock is doing it, but like, is it just like the same like 5 guys talking about it, or are there other people that are involved?
Like for different territories, you're gonna have different people.
Correct.
Yeah.
But like I know this one, I thought like when they started filming, I thought like it was gonna be Ted DiBiase, Jake Roberts.
That's probably Mid-South.
Okay.
Yeah, because I know they show clips like there's some Medusa, DDP. You'll see a bunch of
that could be AWA, possibly.
Yeah. Yeah, and then when you tune in 2 weeks, not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday, there won't be a Tales of the Territory one. There will be the 9 Lives of Vince McMahon.
Ooh, god damn, pal, that's good shit.
Which is a 2-hour documentary from Vice.
Oh boy.
And it'll be the lead-in for the AWA episode. So it'll be 8 to 10 o'clock next Tuesday. And then it'll be AWA Tales of the Territory.
Do we have any idea what's included in this 9 Lives on Vince McMahon? Is it current day?
This is what I have. Both Meltzer and Brian Alvarez were interviewed for the documentary following an investigation in the wake of the Wall Street Journal reporter's scandal involving millions in hush money. McMahon resigned from WWE, claiming publicly that he retired.
Wild. That's wild stuff, man. The fact that it's coming out like literally now.
Yeah.
Like so quick after everything that happened to him is nuts. To me, I don't know.
Yeah, no, they act quick. They're going to jump right in there.
And how they can do their due diligence so quickly and get all these interviews done and all the fact checking and all that crazy nonsense. Unless they had it already planned, and then like maybe it was called like the 8 Lives of Vince McMahon, and then all of a sudden like, oh wait, this happened, so we'll call it the 9 Lives of Vince McMahon.
Well, when all the Wall Street Journal stuff came out, they had all that information before they published those stories.
Vice did.
No, the Wall Street Journal did, but I'm sure in the media, Vice could easily just get their hands on that stuff.
Copy.
Or the Wall Street Journal article. Article.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. No, but I did not get to see the territory thing, which I will try to, I guess, do more due diligence to find next time. But now that I know that it's on YouTube, that works.
Check it out. Our brethren podcast over there, Marking Out. They said, I'm going to continue to watch the show, but I really didn't like the first episode. Drop in the comments, Marking Out. Let us know what you didn't like about the first episode, because we'd love to hear why you didn't like the first episode.
Yeah. I mean, I would like. Yeah, that'd be good to know. For sure.
While if the Marking Out podcast is still listening, please drop that in there while we wait for the response. The NWA, Tony.
Yeah.
Get there.
I liked Power this week. I thought Power bounced back.
Okay.
A lot of wrestling.
Yeah. That's what they do.
I know that you didn't like the Pretty Empowered episode last week, but love me some USA this week because our NWA United States Tag Team Champions were hosting the Fixers. Dude, I don't care. Like, that's the one thing. Like, if you put that shit on my TV, I'm happy. They fucking interviewed fucking Thrillbilly Silas and Pollo Del Mar. They interviewed Mercurio. They had everybody there, dude. I fucking just love those guys. They are like the heart and soul of the NWA in my book. Fucking love watching that shit. NWA USA was definitely worth the watch this week. Even though the matches were like, whatever. There was one match where Rhett Titus teamed up with, I forget his name, the Spanish guy, and the whole gimmick was the dude wasn't paying attention. Like Rhett Titus was looking for a tag, and the dude was busy fucking dancing on the apron and shit. Was it Rolando? No,
you said Spanish guy.
It wasn't the Freemans. It was some other Spanish guy who comes out with roses. Got it? No, maybe Gustavo. Yes. So it was interesting. It had a little twist to it. I'm kind of done with Sal the Pal and Gags the Gimp. They were there. They lost to the
Thank you.
They lost to the
I didn't watch USA, Tony, so I have no
No, the fucking guys that are like the
Spectaculars.
Dude, my fucking memory is shit tonight.
It really is. Oh, Marking Out got back to us real fast. I just wanted to hit this for these guys. Felt like it was all over the place. Like they tried to put too many things in one episode and they weren't major stories.
I mean, some of the stuff I get them saying it was all over the place, but the orchestra match was kind of cool. I never knew that happened. Jimmy Hart taking a fucking blow dart to the ass. That was kind of fun. But I mean, I do get their point.
I get it.
It was a little over the place.
Yeah, and maybe they probably went heavy on Kaufman and Lawler, and that's why they had to make it a separate episode, and maybe that's why it felt so disjointed.
Possibly.
Tony, how's that internet speed over there? You look like shit, bro.
Yeah, man.
I don't know. Sounds all right to me. How about you? It looked like you were terrible. A little bit.
It was terrible for about 35 seconds.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, looks like it's okay now. I don't know.
Good. You're all caught up. So you'd say NWA Power better than NWA USA better than NWA Power this week.
Here's the other thing that I don't get. I feel like they're not timing their episodes out correctly. Like you'll learn something and then you'll hear about it as if it was happening for the first time later on. And then like they spend all this time announcing Taya Valkyrie's getting this match with Camille, but then it's like, well, Kylan King says she wasn't pinned in the match, so they're making an exception and she's going to face Taya for the number one contendership to fucking wrestle it hard to. It's like, I don't know. Like I get the long haul to get to the point, but it just feels like it's kind of like all over the place. Like it's not really following a logical story. Like, oh, I'm pissed off because I didn't get pinned. Well, you fucking didn't win the match, so that's why you're not getting your shot. Cool your jets.
What did you think about on Power Nick Aldis's promo on Odison? Right, that's his name, Odison, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what? I dig the fact that Odinson is getting a chance to shine. It's nice that they're taking this guy and like they're trying to make something out of him, which is cool. My whole thing is, where the fuck is Paro? Is he hurt? Is he out? Like, what happened to him?
Okay, so Paro was Odison's partner, right?
Yeah, they were the
Dude.
Not the Now. What the fuck was their name?
I'm not saving you on this one, buddy. I know the answer.
Yeah, I know you know the answer. Well, fuck you anyway.
Come on,
God.
man. This
I
is your
don't know
bread
the
and
answer.
butter.
I know, and my memory is shit tonight.
The end.
Oh, they're not the now, they're the end.
That's right. Dude, I think Odinson, like, I kind of was like off on him for a little bit, but like, dude's got a look, bro.
He does. I still don't know what the fuck he sprays in his mouth. I don't know what the fuck that is, if it's Bactine or whatever. But
Ask him. He'll spray it in your mouth.
And him and Flippy Doo had a good match, I thought.
Yeah, it's nice to see. Look, I know a lot of people don't like Flip because he's like a flat earther, anti-vax guy,
Yeah.
right? All that aside, it's great to see Flip back in the ring. He's a super talented dude.
Yeah.
no, for
Flippy-
sure.
Flippy Doo has been nothing but great. He's like, if you get to know him, he's a really nice guy. So like, it's all that other bullshit aside, he's a nice dude. So I can only speak to how people treat me. So I love Flippy Doo.
Marking out said it was like they were catching up instead of making a documentary. Maybe that's the vibe they're going for.
Is that still for Tales from the Territory?
Yes. I want to put a bow on that for these guys because they're great. Then they want to know how high is that flame on Matt's candle?
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Is something on fire behind you?
No, it's my candle, man.
Is
You
that a
did
real
look
candle?
around like you were scared about something.
No, I wasn't scared about anything.
I thought like Nelly was on fire or something like that.
It's a new candle. My wife got me some candles for Christmas, and I finally decided to break one out to make my room smell nice. And it's a tall candle, so I just lit it. So that's why it's just brand new.
Matt must be wearing smelly jeans.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Good call. Good call.
I got my sweatpants on, bitches.
Ugh. Oh,
I'm done for
God.
the day. What?
Ugh.
God, I'm done for the day. My day's
Must
done.
smell like the Campbell's factory in your fucking drawers.
Bro, I just took a shower.
Hormel's chilly up and now. Bitch!
It's unprovoked attack. Unnecessary. Unnecessary.
Goddamn Hormel's chili. Holy shit, that got me.
Agent Joe wants to know what's the candle scent. I'll tell you right now.
Scrotum.
Beanless chili!
Hormel.
Hoorah! Hormel!
The candle is Hidden Springs.
Hummel, 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 hummel.
You guys are the worst. The worst.
I don't know. I've never had so much fun in my life.
Here's your pizza.
Chili pie.
Hormel.
Hummel, 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 hummel. All right, we're
That's
back.
good.
Yes.
All right, yeah,
Everyone's good. Well, we can proceed.
Yes.
Sorry.
So Kev,
Onward.
just to get back to your point though, I did like all this as promo. I think he did enough to build up Odinson, but to tell him he needs to check himself and get in the back of the line and all this and that. I thought it was a good promo.
Can either of you tell me why EC3 completely doesn't do it for anyone?
He's weird looking. Like his face doesn't match his body.
Here's the thing. He did. Like years ago, he did. Like I thought he was like a superstar. Like I literally thought he could be a main event guy anywhere. And even when he started this whole control your narrative nonsense, like I thought that, all right, this could be something, but now he appears so off-putting that like I don't care about him, Matt. And I think you're right in that point where like I literally don't care. Nothing to do with his outside stuff, nothing to do with this or that. It's just like, all right, you're another big dude in wrestling who kind of lost your way a little bit, and now you're trying to get it back, and it's just not working.
He just looks goofy.
He wrestled Trax, right?
Yes.
He's like a local guy here in Jersey, and you kind of figured like it was going to be a squash. I'll tell you what, I thought Trax looked a lot better than EC3. He put on a great showing.
Yeah.
Do you think in like 20 years there'll be a generation of children who can recite EC3 promos like people recite Ultimate Warrior promos? Because it's just fucking drivel and nonsense.
No, but the Ultimate Warriors promos had like I don't want to say like that EC3 is not being passionate in what he says.
Right.
I think it's just hard to look at him and accept him. Like he's got this like weird look to him.
I will say this about EC3. At least what his promos, there's a message. Ultimate Warrior's promos had no message.
Yeah, but Ultimate Warrior's promos had this insane delivery, which is why it's so memorable.
No, yeah, but Tony, they're memorable for all the wrong reasons. I think
not. They put the plane into a nosedive and there's no survivors.
No, you put the fuel into the rocket ship.
Yeah, and you remember his promo.
I remember that one.
You don't remember Thanksgiving is a time of peace, but not when my Intercontinental Championship is on the line.
That's a great point,
dude.
Listen,
you do not deserve to breathe the same air as me and Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan. Oh, his promo with Hulk was pretty good,
dude.
Hulk Hogan.
Like, look, I get it. EC3, he like his shit with Latimer went on a little long. Being nice, but at least he's making his point. Like he's getting into Latimer's head. He's like, you're lost. You think you found the way, but you'll never know that until you confront your feelings. And it's like,
yeah, Tony. Also, tell your boy to pull his trunks up a little bit next time he cuts a promo.
Who, Latimer?
No, freaking EC3.
Well, he's not my boy. I mean,
that's your boy, bro.
You are the ties to NWA, T-Donk.
That's right.
Right, so
you're the liaison to Billy Corgan, to William Patrick Corgan III.
I'm the Corgan Tour.
I enjoyed Camille Genocide, and I would like to see more of Genocide on the TV box.
I'm tired of seeing Camille Genocide. You know how many times they've wrestled on fucking NWA Power? It's like
how many
times?
Too many to count. I'd say at least 4, if not longer.
How is that too many times?
It's a lot, dude. Trust me.
4 times?
Yeah.
In a storyline is too much to wrestle?
Oh, it's not even a storyline, dude. It's just like, Genocide wants a shot at the title. Oh, sorry, she lost.
Well, they're running out of women to let Camille fucking mow down.
That's a fair point. I don't like that Ty is being positioned as like the next,
big thing.
Whatever. Camille's going after Taya's Reina de Reinas championship. I think it's this week for AAA's TripleMania.
TripleMania. We're going to talk to Sam Adonis about that because he will also be taking part of that show, going after the AAA Trios Championship with Team America.
Beautiful. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. That's right.
America.
Fuck yeah. I enjoyed the OGK and Rhett Titus against La Rebellion and Damian 666.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, actually. That match was...
What do you think about La Rebellion taking all these L's? They've been losing singles matches. Now they lose this 6-man match.
I think La Rebellion's falling apart at the seams.
The finish was pretty clever, where they stopped the old man from spitting. Last time he spit and hit his boy. This time he didn't get the spit out because Rhett stopped him. It's creative stuff.
Has Rhett been with OGK, or is that just a one-time kind of dealie?
Kind of like the one-time thing.
Okay, so I like that a lot because excuse me. Because he had like the purple and black. He had like the same kind of like gear on, which was kind of cool. My guy, the Ring of Honor still like acknowledging it, that they're together, unless they're not, unless it's a completely different scenario.
No, but it was cool because they were teamed up and they tried to match as a team.
Yeah.
Always respected.
And not to jump to Impact, but it looks like they have finished up with Impact. So if they're going to be in NWA for a little bit, let them pile some wins up, baby. And one of the combatants in this match is like a elder statesman, if you will. So it's kind of cool to see them get a win over him, and it's fun to still see him wrestle Damian.
Yeah.
So how old do you think Damian is?
I will say, how old is his kid? I will say he is 65.
No, I'd say closer. I'd say maybe like 57, 58.
All right, so I'll say right around maybe like 60. 60.
If we were doing Price is Right rules, Kevin would have been correct.
How old is he?
If Kevin went with 60, closest without going over, he's 61.
So I would have been right. I would have been right. I mean, we would have both been. Oh no, he would have got it right if we were doing Price is Right rules.
Yeah.
Kevin originally went 65 and then he cut it back. Yes, but it doesn't matter. Back. Close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 61.
That's
and
crazy.
his son is 33.
All right.
Right in the meaty part of the curve.
Yep.
There you go. Damien 666. So NWA Hard Times 3. This is what we're looking at so far, guys. This is coming up November 12th. We got a month before we got to pick this. The card is shaping up to be a humdinger.
Bro, I've never like seen like such hardcore promotion for a show that's like for the last 3 months. It's still 3 months away. Like going back, it's insane the way they're doing this in New Orleans, right?
Yeah, they're partnering up with Wildcat.
That's right.
We got the NWA World Heavyweight Champion Trevor Murdoch defending against Tyrus and Matt Cardona in a triple threat match. Your women's champion Camille defends against Taya Valkyrie.
Or Kylan King, because Kylan King's got a shot at that number one contender now, so that might change.
We know where that's going. The NWA US Tag Team Champions, the Fixers, defend against
Fixers
the Spectaculars. Your junior heavyweight champion Homicide against Kerry Morton. Scion defends against the winner of that tournament, right? They're doing like some weird tournament.
Yeah, there's like a 3-way for the shot now or something.
AJ Kazana against Jordan Clearwater to declare a new NWA TV champion.
Yep.
EC3 Tommy Lattimore and Nick Aldis and Odinson.
There you go. Odinson getting a push. Still don't know what happened to Paro.
Maybe Paro's done with the NWA. Or maybe he's hurt.
I don't know.
We'll have to check back and find out what's going on with Paro. Let's Tony, have you been following the AEW saga?
Oh, so wait a minute. So this is post Bobby Fish?
This is
this is Bobby Fish? Because Bobby Fish was calling out CM Punk, wasn't he?
Oh, that's old news, bro.
Okay, so what's the new news with the AEW?
You really have no idea.
Maybe I do and I forgot.
Okay, so Andrade did an interview.
Oh, all right. Yes. Okay. The whole Sammy Guevara thing. Yes. All right.
Guevara.
Yeah. Fuck him.
So apparently Andrade did an interview and he claimed that Sammy Guevara complained that he hit him both too hard and too frequently. Andrade said he told Guevara that it was just wrestling, and if he hit Guevara too hard, he should do the same to him. He said he talked to Guevara without any physical altercations and asked if there was a problem, to which Guevara said there wasn't. Well, this news got out into the world, and Sammy Guevara instantly took to Twitter, and they had some words back and forth on the Twitter machine. I think Sammy said that Andrade was just a favor hire for his father-in-law, and that they didn't talk about shit. It was pretty dicey. And then Andrade said, well, we'll say it to my face when you see me. Apparently both men were warned prior to Wednesday night's AEW Dynamite taping.
And then Sammy did say that he did say it to him, to his face. And then there was some sort of like disagreement on that, like whether that actually happened, where who said something to somebody, right?
Yes. And then apparently at Dynamite, the reports are that Andrade just walked up to Sammy Guevara and it kind of walked up behind him.
Behind him?
They like walked up and he kind of pushed him from behind. So here's what the report says. Sources tell us words were exchanged and things turned physical. Sammy allegedly pushed Andrade and punches were thrown. It is unclear if anyone was hit. And then hold on. There was more where the reason why Andrade was sent home and not Sammy Guevara was because Andrade apparently sucker punched Sammy Guevara.
That means that Sammy Guevara would probably have gotten the better of him then.
The consistent story is that Sammy did not throw any punches or fight back even after Andrade punched him, possibly a sucker punch, according to what Meltzer and Alvarez heard. One account had Andrade spinning Guevara around. Guevara then pushed him, and Andrade punched him.
I heard that. The initial report that I heard was that Sammy landed 2 and Andrade only landed 1.
Meltzer said he had heard Andrade was waiting in a hallway for Guevara and got 2 punches in before it was broken up. He noted that despite the punches, Guevara didn't have any marks on him for his main event match on Wednesday's Dynamite.
All right. So I don't really care a whole lot about this, but I will say this. Sammy's tweet about how like you failed to get over twice in AEW is not wrong.
I never thought much of him even when he was in WWE. Like I don't He's like Alberto Del Rio to me. Like he just like everybody makes a big deal out
No,
of him. I just
Alberto
don't
Del Rio
get
was
it.
over, despite
I
how
just
big
don't
a
get it
POS he
though.
is. Andrade, Sammy was right. He's not over.
On
Like,
top of that, I had heard that Tony Khan told him like, I'm not going to fire you because apparently he wants to be fired, but he fucking gave him carte blanche to do whatever the fuck he wanted and then get sent home and collect a paycheck. Tony Khan is really fucking worried because the stories going around is that nobody wants to be in AEW anymore. And WWE's looking to pick up a lot of these guys that they got rid of. I know that they've been fucking knocking on Strickland's door. They really want him back. Wouldn't surprise me if they wanted other people back. But in the case of Andre, Andre?
Andre.
In this case, though, like
going back WWE.
Andrade.
Whatever, same shit. See, because I don't give a shit about him, and nobody else does either. Nobody fucking wants him back. And honestly, let's think about it like this: what has Guevara really done? Like, what has he done? Nobody fucking likes him, right?
I don't think this is his fault,
dude. Have we learned nothing from what happened a few weeks ago?
His response was vitriol, and on his Twitter response was definitely like over the top and probably unnecessary. But at the end of the day, like he's not wrong.
You know who I blame for all this? You know who you put the blame at for all of this shit?
The birthday
restaurant tour.
Fucking birthday boy. How old is he today, by the way?
40.
40. Yeah, you know what that is? That's fucking 5 8-balls in Coke speak. Go fucking get your nose fucking rotted out, you fucking retard.
Whose birthday is it?
Tony Khan.
Oh.
Sorry. And I hate using the R word, but my God, this guy's an idiot. He doesn't fucking do anything to stop this shit. And what are you going to say? What can he do? It's your fucking company. Start getting rid of these assholes.
See, all right. So I don't think getting rid of them is the answer because
it is.
They're valuable talent, man.
No, they're not. Sammy Guevara, Andre, fuck them. Gone.
I think. Whoa, Andre.
Fuck them. They're gone, boss.
Andre takes offense.
It's surprising to see this after what happened at All Out. Right? Like
I know where you're going, and I understand your point, but like clearly, I feel like what happened at All Out gave other people the mindset that why don't we just freaking do it?
JJ Rogue, right with you, Tony. Fuck them. Yeah, fuck them all.
All right, all right. So nobody's like not expendable. Like nobody is worth. Like there's not one singular talent. Listen, CM Punk is hurt, but they haven't brought Kenny Omega back. They haven't brought the Bucks back. So clearly nobody is without. They're still going to go on without certain talent because the roster is really, really deep. But I can't help but think that like I'm not going to miss Andrade.
No, fuck no.
Yeah.
No.
And it's not, and it feels bad to say that because he's a really seems like a good talent to me. Like he's in NXT, he was great. When he came in at the Royal Rumble as a surprise entrant as NXT champion, it blew the roof off the place.
Was he with Zelina Vega?
Yes.
Well, there you go.
It's
yeah, but you're not going to start a freaking fight backstage over that to try to get let go. I don't think.
Maybe he is. Maybe he's desperate to get the fuck out of there.
I don't think CM Punk was. I don't think Kenny Omega was. I don't think the Bucks
were.
was.
CM Punk wants to get out so bad, dude. He's like, I'm working with children. He didn't want to. CM Punk doesn't want to be there anymore. He knows what a shit show it is.
Well, then CM Punk is a fucking douche. Then.
They're all douches.
How are you going to put that label on people just because they get into a fight? The Tony Khan is the guy that's responsible for all this. It's him. It's him not being able to handle his employees and the guys that he has put in charge, who I have a tremendous amount of respect for. He needs a second. He needs, God, I don't know. Like
Tony Khan's problem in a nutshell is he wants to be in charge of his promotion. This has to be everything that he does. He has to book everything. He has to have his hands in everything. That's just the way he is. He may have all the fucking EVPs and all the talent relation people that you want, but at the end of the day, he's the one making all the decisions.
Yeah, and where have we heard this story before? But no fights have ever erupted backstage other than maybe if you want to go back to like 97, 98.
And now look what happened. Now the cat's out of the bag. Now it seems like everybody's fucking fighting.
No, but I'm talking about like your kind of comparing Tony Khan to Vince McMahon without even really doing it. And the only time that I can think of a backstage fight, and if you're in the chat, maybe you could help me out, was Brett and Shawn. Like, have you heard of and maybe Goldberg and Jericho? But not in the span of a month.
Yeah, but there's nobody putting out tweets like, "Wow, I'm mad at you." This is all just stupid shit. The booking is stupid for a lot of the shit. The fucking talent is fucking letting them run ruckshot all over everything. And like, all right. So here's another example. So take a look at fucking Wardlow. Didn't Wardlow wrestle fucking Brian Cage this week? First of all, where the fuck has Brian Cage been? Second of all, Brian Cage is calling this match. And third, why isn't Wardlow getting that push that he had? They're fucking pushing Wheeler Yuta and Daniel Garcia. That's like fucking Wardlow fell off the face of the earth. And he's not the only champion that they've done this with. They did it with Thunder Rosa. They did it with fucking FTR. They just fucking, like, anybody that's getting over, they just fucking completely forget about him. Why are we doing this?
So you're literally comparing him to Vince McMahon, because that's what Vince McMahon would do. If you're not the person that you want to get over,
But why would you build these people up, put championships on them, and then just forget about them? It doesn't make any sense. Wardlow should be fucking destroying people every week, not having competitive matches. His fucking coming out party, he fucking obliterated MJF, who's one of the fucking bright spots of the company. And then you put him in a competitive match with Orange Cassidy, and then you stick him with Brian Cage, who hasn't been on TV in fucking 20 years. What are we doing? Wardlow should be a machine. He should be fucking plowing through everybody. Line them up and let the big bastard knock them all down.
Yeah, well, he has the belt now. So doing that,
he wants more gold, baby.
No, but I don't hate the match with Brian Cage, because that's at least like the optic is that you're beating somebody bigger than you or just your
They didn't
size.
have the balls to get rid of Brian Cage, so they put him in Ring of Honor. And now all of a sudden he's challenging fucking Wardlow. What are we doing?
What do you need what do you mean they didn't have the balls to get rid of Brian Cage? Why would
they got rid of everybody else? They put Brian Cage in Ring of Honor. Like, and what has he done there? Fuck all, nothing.
Had a match with the TNT champion on Dynamite or Battle of the Belts.
Out of nowhere, dude.
All right, so I'm confused at what your argument is.
My argument is AEW is beyond fucked right now because Tony Khan would rather fucking play with his little toys than fucking take charge of his company. And he's not going to let anybody else do it. So you know what's going to happen? One day, Tony Khan's going to be like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. And then poof, AEW's gone.
No, I don't disagree that AEW one day could be gone. I don't disagree with that, but I don't think it'll be because Tony Khan doesn't want to do it anymore. That I disagree with 100%. But I'm also confused. Is your argument about the backstage fights, or is
my argument is you look at the backstage fights, and it doesn't surprise me because there is absolutely no control in the company.
I agree with that.
Everybody's got creative control. Everybody could do whatever they want. Why do you think Sammy Guevara wasn't sent home? Why? Because Chris Jericho needed him for the fucking main event.
No.
Oh, he's okay. Come on in.
No.
They needed to recreate the sex gods, dude. They needed it. Jericho needed that shit.
No. Is that what happened? Is that confirmed?
Yes.
No. Listen, they could have easily sent in Hager to replace, or what are the freaking
no, dude, they
2.0s.
needed the sex gods. He needed fucking Anna Jay and fucking Mello to come out and fucking be there and be, oh, look, I'm the sex god. I'm 50 years old with a big belly. Ooh,
so you're legit putting this on Jericho then?
No, but what I'm saying is the inmates are running the asylum. Tony Khan just said, I don't give a fuck about it. Tony Khan they finally sent everybody home and stripped champions of their titles. But let's let Sammy play with Jericho in the main event. Come on, dude.
Okay. Take a breath. From what I am reading, the reason why Sammy Guevara was not sent home is because he did not throw any punches.
You just said that there was conflicting reports that he did or he didn't.
That was me. I said that.
Okay. Well, somebody said it.
Yeah, well, so don't jump on Matt.
Look, here we go. Asian Joe, my man. From reports, Sammy followed directions and didn't throw a punch at TV. Andrade allegedly instigated at the show, so this is why Sammy stayed. Also, Kevin, going back to your question, marking out, Jericho Sin Cara was a fight backstage, as was Simon Gotch Sin Cara.
Saw that. Well, Sin Cara was a jerk.
Manny Crasso said, Tony, forget about Wardlow. What the fuck, Tony? They're rubbing his crotch in all of our faces. He's the Roman Reigns from 5 years ago.
Yeah, but what are they doing with him? Isn't he in fucking matches with Samoa Joe? How is that shit happening?
Yes, they are a tag team. War Joe is a tag team, which leads me to the marking out comment.
Why?
I can't argue with Tony on this.
It's at least a
Why?
step in the right direction to have Wardlow versus Brian Cage. We'll see who Wardlow's next opponent is, and hopefully it's not an 8-man tag or something like that. Which I think is the look to marking out's point. I think that's the direction they're going. They're setting up the embassy, Prince Nana and company, and it seems like they're going to go against FTR and War Joe. And I recorded the Bread Club this afternoon. FTR is the IWGP tag team champions. They've had one title defense since they won the title. What's the fucking point of putting the titles on them and not having them on TV? And it applies to Ring of Honor too. They're the ROH tag titles. I think this was Friday night. I think was the first time they've had a tag team match on AEW since before the fucking bullshit at All Out.
No, I agree. And since ROH and AEW are pretty much the same thing, I won't comment on that. But the fact that having them not be on TV as the IWGP championship as a champion does nothing for New Japan at all, which is what you would hope that it would have done, them being the IWGP champions, other than going over there maybe once every 2 months, 3 months. So that's mind-boggling that them not being on American TV as the IWGP champions to get those belts over as a big deal is freaking frustrating and mind-boggling as all heck.
And I think that all ties back into Tony's point as to Tony Khan is kind of he needs help. And Kevin, you're right too. He needs to not have his hands on everything. Yeah. Like, why is the Gun Club on TV more than FTR?
All right.
Right, you've worked yourself into a deal with New Japan Pro Wrestling. They were kind enough to let FTR be your IWGP Tag Team Champions. Look, I get the Gun Club's over as fuck. The stuff with the Acclaim was great. It's over now, right? They're on. The Acclaim's on to their feud with Swerve and Our Glory, and that's fantastic. The Gun Club does not need fucking screen time at ringside during Battle of the Belts. Why?
Yeah, and
bring in a New Japan Strong tag team to challenge FTR for the IWGP Tag Team Championships. Like, we're all over the place here.
No, you're right. But my only thing is, I don't know how New Japan operates. So, like, if they're okay with it, like, is there so many other stuff going on in New Japan that the presence of these belts are not missed, or like maybe not missed, but like, all right, we can do the open weight, we can do the world title, we can do the TV, the national, this, so that these are not missed. You would know better about that than I would.
So we are about to enter the World Tag League, which is a tournament style round robin that they do every year. And usually the IWGP Tag Team Champions are in it. As of press time, they haven't announced who's going to be in it, but they being FTR have independent bookings booked during this time period. So to ask them to fly back and forth, it seems a bit ludicrous. So there's a chance that FTR may not be in World Tag League, and we should be finding out who's in the World Tag League in the next couple days.
So is there any possibility that they could strip FTR? Is that a New Japan thing where they could strip FTR of the belts to put it in this thing? Or is there a way that they could lose to somebody here somewhere to go back, and then that team can go back over there?
Well, they were given that. So FTR defended their titles against Aussie Open at the Royal Quest show a week ago, and that would have been the perfect. That would have been the perfect segue. But again, it's just I enjoy AEW, but the show.
I'll take that.
Yes, Kratzo. Kevin does look like
sorry. Hell, holy shit, that just corpsed me. I completely lost my thought there. Fucking
Angelico.
It just seems like they're all over the place, the AEW, like it was an open challenge for like, I don't know.
You feel my pain, dude. You feel my pain.
I enjoy watching the show, but there's a lot of stuff where it feels like they are they're
No.
missing the mark, or they're just doing things to do things. And
So to Tony's thing, I feel your pain. No, Tony, I don't, because you have like an unrelenting hatred towards AEW.
but do you
I
want
don't
to
ha-
see? Do you
I
want to
don't
see
have that.
Wardlow in a tag team with Samoa Joe?
No, I want to see Wardlow slaughtering people. He's a fucking machine. He came out of his shell. He should be destroying people.
But he's already.
Powerbomb pin.
Tony, that question was to Kevin.
Oh,
Yeah, that's right.
sorry.
Matt, go ahead. Repeat that, by the way.
He
Do you
wants to know if
like-
you like Wardlow in a tag team.
No, I don't like it.
Okay, so like to Tony's point, like what we're looking at is FTR, Wardlow, and Joe against the Embassy. Like that's the feud we're lining up right now.
Why?
All right, so I don't hate that.
FTR should be kicking ass in the tag division.
Listen, how many
Wardlow
main
should be powerbombing people.
How many main
and Samoa
eventers can you
Joe
have? How many main eventers can you have? Can Samoa Joe and Wardlow be both doing the same thing separately, destroying motherfuckers?
Well,
No.
if Samoa Joe's in Ring of Honor and Ring of Honor had a fucking wing and a prayer, then yeah.
But they don't, you stupid idiot. They
So
don't.
put them together in a tag team? That makes sense. And you called me an idiot for having an opinion? Come on, dude.
That
fair.
was more for
I know it was heat of battle, but be fair. Come on.
No, that was more for more entertaining purposes than it was how I really felt. But no, I don't like Wardlow and Samoa Joe together. But I understand why they need to do it. It's the reason why they do everything. Because everyone that's in a tag team that shouldn't be. Everyone's in a stable that shouldn't be. But they hire 1 million people. So what are you gonna do with all of these guys?
Get rid of some of them. Get rid of some of them. They did it. They did it last year. There's no reason they shouldn't start cutting bait with some of these guys.
But who's not worthy of a national television spot?
It's not who's not worthy. It's just
you if you don't have spots for all these people, cut them loose. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have 100 people at a fucking company and there's only enough jobs for 50 of them, you got to cut 50 people.
Well, we could tie this right back into WWE, who's hiring everyone back now. So like, I mean, they have the same amount of shows as AEW, right?
But they probably have a lot more lined up for these people.
they have 2 more hours of TV than AEW does.
That's a lot of time, man.
Yeah, I know it is.
Okay, yeah. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, point taken. Yeah, for sure. So, but like, I mean, do you count that? You don't count the YouTube stuff, obviously, right?
I mean, no, not really.
No, I agree with you.
I mean, I don't know. I look, man, I can barely keep up with what's on TV, let alone you want me to go. And look, I don't doubt it, but Dark and Dark Elevation are C and D shows, right?
Right.
Saying it's a C show is being generous.
100%. I agree with that, especially when you put on like stuff like Battle of the Belts in the same week, or you put in all these other things in the same week. It's like, I'm not like, no disrespect to any of these independent talents that get their chance in Dark and Elevation, because obviously they've earned it, or they know people that think highly of them, that recommend them. That's awesome. But as a casual wrestling fan, or as a wrestling fan in general, like when I can watch Raw, I can watch SmackDown, I can watch Dynamite, I can watch Rampage, I can watch maybe, Impact on Access TV, or if I have it, or I can download the Impact Plus thing. Am I going to watch Dark and Dynamite? Dark and Dark Elevation? I'm sorry, man. There's only so much time in a week that you could spare for wrestling.
And it's not, there's nothing against giving people an opportunity. All I'm saying is, not everybody gets to work for AEW. Not everybody gets to work for WWE. You got to find your way.
Yeah.
For some people, that's not where they find their way. And there's nothing wrong with that.
And I will still go out. I will still say this, like I say every week, AEW is my favorite wrestling show. So I just don't want to I'm not shitting on them, because it's literally what I look forward to every single week is watching Dynamite.
I don't think anyone just because you don't have a positive opinion about something AEW does not mean you're shitting on them, and you can still be a fan. I think you're allowed that right, and it's ridiculous that people feel like they have to preface things by saying I'm not shitting on them because I don't like a certain aspect of the program.
Right.
You also have to remember we're still dealing with this tribalism bullshit. So there's people that probably just watch AEW. I'm looking at Dark and Dark Elevation from last week. 227,000 views and 141,000 views. So they're still doing it because people are watching it.
That's a lot of views, man.
That gets more than like regular TV shows. So that's huge.
So
good for them, man.
They're doing well. It's just
It's a lot.
it's a lot.
It's a lot.
There's a lot to try and digest. Like, and look, they've done a good. They don't bring whatever stories they're telling on Dark and Dark Elevation
Right.
onto Dynamite and Rampage often. They do.
Often they do. Like they'll do like
do.
contender matches and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And
But there's a lot. Just AEW alone is all the programs. To be fair, like AEW, there's a lot. WWE, there's a shit ton. Like if you want to watch like WWE, you watch a Raw, you watch a SmackDown, the fucking Level Up show. If you're really in deep, NXT main event. I don't know if people watch them because they still fucking tape them.
Wait. Main event is still a thing
for international broadcasts.
Oh, but
So
do
it's
we have
not
access?
a thing here.
Well,
But
we
they
don't
will
have
put them
access-
on the network.
Okay, so we do have access to
After.
it.
Yes, we do.
Okay, but still, that's a lot, dude. Imagine being an international like in another country, and it's like, hey, Raw, SmackDown, this, that, and then main event. It's like, oh my god, that's a lot. That's a lot, dude.
Dude, and then like main event is like guys that you don't push, and it's just like just guys that are there for this show, which is like maybe you'll get a Ricochet.
Mike Peterson asks, 205 Live still
No,
around, and
205
Marking
Live
Out
is Level Up.
Yeah, there. Marking Out just answered that. Okay,
Yeah.
that answers that for me too, because I thought they were getting rid of 205 Live, and I completely forgot about
Yeah.
Level Up. So there
That
you
belt
go.
has been gone. That Cruiserweight Championship has been gone for a long time.
Okay, well there you go.
That's a
There
lot.
you go.
That's a lot.
Lot to take in, baby.
We got about 20 minutes before we go down the aisle with Brendan. Haney, do we want to get into picks from this past weekend?
Yeah, we might as well. We
This
might
is
as well
a
get that
rough
over with.
weekend, bro.
Yeah, it was rough all around. Really was.
Not for
Do
me.
it.
Here we go. Maybe we'll get a little bit of this before we
I
start.
know what we did for Extreme Rules.
It's time for all the pay-per-view pick extravaganzas. We did Impact in WWE, so it's a 2 for 2 for 2 for Monday.
Sorry, I just figured we'd get everything in there. We're getting into picks.
Put the rocket fuel in the rocket ship.
What do we want to start with? We want to start with Impact, Bound for Glory?
Yes, let's go Impact.
There we go.
Bound for Glory took place Friday night. Kevin, I know you ordered the pay-per-view.
Sure did.
And you shared your login information with us, which was very grateful of you. I did not get a chance to watch it. I do apologize. Tony, did you dabble in the Impact at all?
I did not, and to be honest with you, I didn't dabble in either pay-per-view this weekend.
Such a grown-up.
I know. It's like I got shit to do.
I don't like it. I don't like it though.
I just didn't have enough time, and but I heard great things. Kevin, what do you got?
Very
for Bound for Glory.
Very surprised by a lot of stuff on this show, but the show itself did not disappoint. I will say that, man. Very surprised that we have a new X Division champion in Frankie Kazarian because
I think we're all surprised. No,
yeah,
that was wild.
Felt like the entire machine or whatever you want to call it. Listen, I also don't know how they work because, like, I'll jump ahead. Like, the OGK beat the Motor City Machine Guns, but now like they're done with them. So like I have no idea like how any of this works. Very surprised to see Kazarian beat Mike Bailey. Kazarian was, but I'm not upset about it at all because I'm sick of Mike Bailey and his white teeth and his fancy non-shoe shoes. So totally okay with that. Matt, OGK defeated the Motor City Machine Guns, and I felt like Bound for Glory would be like, you know, it's a homecoming. It's like, this is like your WrestleMania. This is your deal, Motor City Machine Gun. But I guarantee you, not going to read the spoilers, but I guarantee you that they had eventually beat MGK at some sort of taping afterwards. But don't tell me if they did or didn't, because I know you probably already read the spoilers.
I do already know. Kevin, your picks are very indicative of you thinking that Honor No More would implode.
Yes.
That did not happen.
That did not happen, no. Other than the main event match, which was Eddie Edwards, obviously, versus Josh Alexander. I think the big story, Matt, here, if we don't talk about it, is Bully Ray.
All right, before we get to Bully Ray, I do want to know, I heard Jordan Grace and Masha had an unbelievable
match. And again, this is, I guess, where I would think the Motor City Machine Guns thing would work. They built up Jordan Grace for a long time as the most dominant champion. She looked great in the all white gear, looked like a true superstar, looked like a true main eventer anywhere in the world. But the way they built up Masha, I guess it could have gone either way. I know, Matt, you picked Jordan Grace, Matt.
I did.
But Tony, you picked Masha, right?
Yes.
Yep.
So this build for
Kevin,
Masha,
I think you picked Masha too.
I definitely picked Masha, 100%. And the fact that she didn't win after what she did this entire freaking build is just very, very surprising. Not mad about it because Jordan Grace earns every win that she can get in terms of on talent, on screen, as a performer. She deserves everything. So I don't hate it. I was surprised by it, but a fascinating match, an incredible match. I loved it. I would. This was probably, if I had to give a match of the night, this would be it.
Now, I just thought about this looking at this. Now, we know Mickie James beat Mia Yim, and we know Mickie James is on this career. If she loses, she's out. Do you think they're going to let Jordan Grace be the person to beat Mickie James to kind of really cement Jordan Grace as the last 5 years of Impact, she is the equivalent of a Gannon Kim or a Mickie James?
I wouldn't do it, only because I think Jordan Grace has already established herself as the top female performer in Impact. So if you're going to send Mickie James out, it's kind of like the Undertaker streak, right? Try to send somebody out with somebody who could use the victory, which is part of the reason why I thought maybe Mia Yim could have actually won this match.
Well, Mia Yim is also done with Impact now.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Okay.
Masha's going to beat Mickie. Mickey's going to earn that title shot, and Masha's going to be the one to.
Tony, I would love that, because if Masha's sticking around, then yes, let Masha, and then that would immediately get her stage back, immediately get Masha back.
Fucking Brendan Horny, Bully Ray will beat Mickie James. Great heat. You ain't kidding.
Don't even get me started on that.
So, yeah. Brian Meyer's digital media challenger was Dirty Dango.
Yeah, what a fucking weird one that was, huh?
I liked it, and the crowd loved it. But if I hadn't seen this match on the Independents 18 million times in the last year and a half, then I probably would have popped for Dango more. But it was all right. But I get it. Listen, it was on the countdown, so it wasn't a real show. So the thought of Broski coming back on the countdown, we all had that idea in our head, that was going to be Broski. Right. But the fact that didn't happen, it doesn't upset me, because it was a pre-show match. And hey, BFF, still the champ, baby. Champ.
So Raven was inducted into the Hall of Fame.
That was weird.
Yeah, it was really strange when he stopped in the middle of it to walk his dog.
That's an old school reference if you've been around.
People who know.
And then we had the Call Your Shot Gauntlet, which was a mixed. I don't even know what.
Yeah, because mixed gender.
There were men and women involved in this, because whoever wins gets to call their shot. I will quickly run down the participants for you guys.
Let's do it.
Eric Young, Joe Hendry, Steve
Loved
Madden,
it.
Rich Swann, PCO, Savannah Evans, Johnny Swinger, Tasha Steeles, Killer Kelly. Hey, this is Moose. Sammy Callahan, Taylor Wilde, Giselle Shaw, Bully Ray, Tommy Dreamer, Rhino, Boopdinder Gujar, I butchered that, Heath, Bobby Fish, and Matt Cardona.
So Matt Cardona came back for this.
Yo, bro got booked all weekend, baby.
There
was
a dozen names on this list that I would have rather won this fucking thing. I fucking hate this.
Yep. I don't really like this either.
As an Impact restaurateur, I'll comment on why I believe that you hate this, and I'm with you. If Bully Ray didn't make his quote unquote impact in TNA as a singles guy, then I would be way more against this. But in a vacuum, to this audience, Bully Ray is like one of the biggest stars they've ever had. So like I can kind of let this go for a second. And now if they do this on a throwaway, like not a throwaway, but like one of those Impact Plus shows where it's Victory Road where Josh Alexander beats Bully Ray, or if it's one of the monthly shows that they don't really charge people to get, I'll take that. But if they save this for like Hard to Kill and Bully Ray's in the main event of a pay-per-view, like a legit $39.99 pay-per-view, I will not buy it.
How do I say this without sounding like a complete asshole?
You've pretty much already pulled that.
What would be worse? Tyrus as your NWA World Champion or Bully Ray as the Impact World Champion?
Equal.
Bully Ray.
Equal. No, equal. 100% equal.
Look, I get Kevin. You make a great point, right? He sowed his. He is as a single star. He had the biggest run of his career in Impact. He was a world champion. The fucking Aces and 8 thing. He was, tagging out Hogan's kid, whatever. Him coming back to being this would have just been a great moment, right? Just a great moment. He comes out. He's in the Rumble, whatever. Maybe he gets down to the Final Four. Why couldn't fucking Steve Macklin win it? Why couldn't fucking Matt Cardona win it?
Joe Hendry.
Fish. Joe Hendry. Why? This doesn't, because then at the end of this pay-per-view, Bully Ray saves Josh Alexander from a beatdown. Are we going to do like good friends, better enemies, brother? Is that where the heat's going to come when Bully Ray turns on Josh Alexander? Guess what? Nobody gives a shit about Bully Ray.
Passing the torch, baby. Passing the torch. That's what it's going to be.
Here's the thing, though. The guy that you're passing the torch to already has the top championship in the company. So
yeah, but Bully Ray was fucking Hogan's daughter, allegedly. So he's got to, pass on the goodness. I don't know, because Bully Ray was like the big star in Impact for a long time.
Again, and that's why I don't hate this as much as other people do, because this is I think their line of thinking is that to Impact Wrestling fans, Bully Ray was the guy for a long time, and that's where he became a quote unquote mega star in whatever level that's not WWE. He would of course go back to WWE with the Dudleys and become Bubba Ray again. But I would have loved to see Macklin win. That would have been good. I would have loved to see. When Broski came out, I really thought it was going to be Broski, and
that would have been great.
And because everyone hates Broski, but in a different way that they don't like Bully Ray. Bully Ray is like, people will think that Bully Ray shouldn't be in a top spot in any wrestling company ever. And then they did the whole ECW Rhino Tommy Dreamer nonsense, which was cool. But I thought that Broski probably should have won this. If not, then it should have been Macklin. And I love Joe Henry, but T-Donk. Joe Henry coming out as the number 2 entrant was probably the best spot for him in this type of match, and just let people sing along to his song and do this and that, and then just get out. But I mean, there's nobody. Yeah, it shocked me. It surprised me, to be honest with you. But I can't hate it as much as a lot of other people do.
I guess we're just gonna have to watch Impact to find out how they.
Yeah, and I wanted to read the spoilers more than life itself today. Like I really did, but I didn't. So we'll see.
You're a good man, Charlie Brown.
I tried.
Your picks are not indicative of you being a good man. Kevin, you went 2-6.
Yeah. Not good.
Tony, not far behind, buddy. 3-5.
Wait, 2-6, 3 and yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Okay,
what are you?
Not bad. 3-5.
I love numbers. I love numbers. I'm a math guy.
I surprisingly went 5-3.
Whoa, 5-3. Does that mean you're 44 back now instead of 46?
Hey, unnecessary, hurtful.
No, but the next night, Matt, I think called a game on me too. I think.
No, I'll tell you what about Extreme Rules. I should have taken a screen cap. I had Ronda as my pick, and I looked and I stared at the fucking screen, stared at it. Ronda, Riddle, Finn, Bianca, the fucking, I think I picked Imperium, which was my other loss. And then I'm like, man, I don't know, man. You know what? I'm gonna go with the champ. I would have gone 5-1 like you two fellas did at Extreme Rules, but I went 4-2.
Yeah,
Aw,
what killed
boo.
me, what really hurt the most about this weekend was Tony getting Ronda Rousey right. That killed me. That really hurt because I really thought that Liv needed another win against her, but guess plans change, I guess, and you got to figure out something now to do with Liv, and let's figure it out. But let's go through all the picks, I guess, right? Is that what we're doing? Or we just did that? We just did that. That's right. So what's the standings, Matt?
So right now, it's check the private message. I just sent you something. Tony 168.72, Kevin 162.78, Matt 151.89.
So how many am I behind of the donk?
You are 6 back from T Donk. I am 17 back from T Donk and 11 back from you.
Interesting. I did not see a private message, by the way.
It's in the,
Yep. Anyway, yeah, it was a great. The show itself was fantastic. Extreme Rules, both of them were great. So and
we had the Bray Wyatt return, which was awesome,
but very long.
It was. I watched the video. I thought it was fucking cool.
I don't know. I think they could have done without the length of it.
We had to introduce all the characters. No.
No, I mean, but we kind of remembered who they were.
Yeah, but they were like real life people. It was creepy.
But like, did we need like 4 different like living room scenes?
I don't know.
Like,
The fucking place was going nuts for it, man.
Hey, listen, Philly's a good crowd, man. God bless them. I know I would be annoyed, but all right, just let's get there already. Like it wasn't like Cody was long, but like Cody wasn't like let's have like 8 different fucking videos long. It was just like 2 pyro events. Like MJF wasn't like fucking a million hours long. It was just like, hey, let's show him backstage and then have him come out and play his music. This was long.
Yeah, but that they played the long game with the QR codes and all the little hints and stuff. Like,
I'm over the moon about it. Now the question is, now Raw is started right now. Is he going to be on Raw? Is he going to be on SmackDown? Is he going to be on both? Is he on right now? Then we don't even know it. Something cool I don't even know about.
It's a great question. I don't know. I really don't know.
Now here's the thing, though. So AEW or not AEW, WWE, like they released a lot of people because of like they said budget cuts, right? And now Triple H is hiring all these people back. What changed in the budget? Like what happened? Like is it because COVID's over? Is it knock on wood, COVID's over? Is it how is Triple H able to hire all these people back? And
because I don't know if budgets. I don't know if budget cuts was the real answer. I don't know what the answer.
They're not spending money paying off interns anymore. That's $30 million that Triple H has to spend. I can't rhyme, but fuck it, it's a song, and I said butt fuck.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what it is, dude. You don't have fucking horny John Laurinaitis and fucking by God Vince McMahon paying off people on the down low.
And H isn't done yet, man. You heard the rumors about the people that he's bringing back. So.
Fucking GB coming back, baby.
They got to take that title off of Machine Gun before he leaves, bro.
Fucking take it off him. Who gives a shit? What is it? The fucking
They should have never put it on him in the fucking first place. I'm still hot
They
about
put that title on everybody. Who gives a shit?
I give a shit. It's gonna end up on a Hikuleo.
So what?
That's a tall son bitch, right?
It's not a bad thing. Yeah,
it's a good thing. Bitch.
It's not a bad thing. Look, maybe Triple H came to them with a plan and said, if I get these guys back, I could make their ratings go up like this, and the buys will go up like this, and we'll make money. And it's a different product than what it was 2 months ago, right? It's better. People seem to be enjoying WWE much more.
It's 100% better, and that's like I look forward to now. I'll stay home on Friday night and I'll watch SmackDown. I'll watch it like that. That's never been the case in the last
right. So
and you know what's great is that Rampage is on right after it, so it's beautiful. And then Battle of the Belts. I was up till 12:30 watching wrestling.
Yeah, winner, chicken dinner. Friday was a late night, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was because Battle of the Belts was on at 11. I don't understand why they did that though. Why wouldn't they just make it a 2-hour Rampage? Why like change the name? Maybe because like the ratings. Maybe it's something like with TV and stuff.
I don't know. Let's bring in my man Sam though.
Oh, my man Sam.
Hello,
There he
hello.
is.
Mr. Adonis, how are you?
I'm getting attacked by my puppy here right now.
I see that. Hi, puppy.
That's
It's a good problem to have. Thank you. He's my little Shih Tzu. He's 2 years old. Star-Lord is his name. He always tends to want attention. Yeah, whenever me or my girlfriend do a podcast, he wants to be on camera. So it's kind of his thing.
That seems to be the trend with pets. Whenever they know the camera
Is that a thing?
I think it's there's no doubt in my mind it's a thing because Matt, the restaurateur up there, every time that we do a show, his cat nonstop on the show all the time.
Don't summon her.
It's funny. It's funny because we don't have to, like, if we have a video phone call, he doesn't do it. It's just when it's recording.
Yeah. They know, man. They're smarter than we give them credit for.
Well, definitely, they can sense it.
Star-Lord's more than welcome to hang out and be a part of the show.
If I could get him to just sit on my lap, it'd be fine, but he wants to lick my face off. Okay, we're good. He's calmed down. He's laying down now. We're good.
Listen, that makes two of us.
If your dog shat on your lap during this podcast, it would be the most downloaded episode we've ever had.
I said sat, not shat, but either way.
Oh. Either one.
Yeah, maybe. Hey, anything's, controversy creates cash, right?
That's right.
Well, you seem to be at the center of a little controversy here. You're the newly signed Sam Adonis to MLW, but people seem to misunderstand that Sam Adonis can do two things for two different promotions. And now that you're on the podcast and you have the floor, please set the record straight. You're not done with AAA, right? You'll be at TripleMania this weekend and for the foreseeable future, and you'll also be working for MLW at the same time.
Absolutely. I will be at TripleMania this Saturday. I, for one, have honestly been kind of anti-contract for the past few years. I think any more wrestling, contract is kind of an oxymoron because, everybody's conditioned and taught by the wrestling school that signing is the answer to all your problems. And a lot of times, people aren't thinking long term. They just want to sign so they can put that graphic on their social media. This person signs with this company. And then 6 months down the line, they ask for their release because they didn't even read the contract. They just want, the gratification of here today. So for the longest period of time, I had no desire to sign any contract unless it was going to be the right contract, So in the past probably 4 or 5 years, I would turn down a fair share of them, and one of which was MLW. They reached out a couple months back and wanted me to sign a deal, and it didn't match up. I had my professional plans, and it had nothing to do with their product because personally, I really do enjoy their product. It kind of has a different kind of approach. If you ask me, they kind of just go for a different audience. They're kind of thinking a little bit more out of the box, in my opinion. But either way, they work closely with Conan, and Conan is the principal booker in AAA. So he actually presented me with the opportunity. And, I made it clear to everybody. I says, I right now enjoy my independence. I enjoy, what I do. I am obligated to Mexico. It's where I want to be. I've been able to do a lot of the things I want to do in my career right now. And they basically made me an offer I couldn't refuse. So, why not? I understand why the wrestling companies, the TV companies do need their contracts, with licensing and agreements and such. And investing into a character and whatnot. But everything all lined up. Conan presented it. I spoke with MSL and Court Bauer, and everything fell into place. And now you will be able to see me on BN Sports as a member of the MLW roster, as well as a member of the Lucha Libre AAA roster. I'm still able to do my independent appearances. So I've been saying it for the last couple of years. Now it seems like it's finally starting to catch on, but I think my best years are yet to come.
So in your opinion, are people kind of like blinded by the word contract? Like, is that like something that they just hear contract and they want to sign it because that means something more than like, hey, I can say I'm a contracted pro wrestler? Or is that really a thing that goes around?
I truly believe yes. In my opinion, there's an abundance of wrestling schools in the United States. most of which are ran by wrestlers that have never really, made a living as a wrestler themselves. A lot of these guys might have done, WWF Raw dark matches back in 1997, or they might have, had a few enhancement matches on Nitro or had an ECW tryout, and they might have never got the big break. Not to say they're not talented and not to say they're not able to run a wrestling school, but a lot of times the narrative they're pushing is the dream that they never obtained. You guys, if you're really good, you'll get a contract. And I think that's kind of entry level, wrestling school curriculum that you're, kind of looking for a contract. And I think it's ingrained in people's heads for so long that, if I sign, all my worries are over. All I have to do is get this contract and it's over. I, for one, was lucky because I signed a contract with WWE at 21 years old. And I learned at a very young age that just because you sign a piece of paper doesn't mean there's any security or stability in your future. And that's a lot of times that's when the real work begins. So unless you're ready to be there, you really have to have your bases covered. So, I personally think that right now, a lot of it comes with the social media, the gratification. People want today's, the boost. They want to have the graphic. A lot of it comes up with, keeping up with the Joneses. You hear XYZ from your area, signed a contract somewhere. They think, oh, I have to sign a contract or I'm not doing well. I have to keep up. And that's why, it really, really, really upsets me. You see it every 6 months, every, 4 or 5 months. Somebody, contract disputes. This person wants out of their contract. That person wants out of their contract. And in my opinion, and again, I'm nobody. I'm just a kid that grew up in the wrestling business. But, I think it's kind of embarrassing. I think, if you're going to sign a contract and then, claim and cry to the internet, to your fan base, that you deserve to be out of your contract, I think that's, it kind of shows that you're amateur. You don't know what the wrestling business actually is. Whereas if you sit back and calculate your future and understand what moves to make at the right time, you might not need a contract. You might be better off without a contract. So it's always been a bit of a pet peeve of mine when wrestling fans or fellow wrestlers says, "Hey man, when are you going to get signed somewhere?" And I kind of take it with a grain of salt because I've had the last 14 years of my career without a contract. I signed a WWE contract at 21 years old. And since then, I worked full time for CMLL, All Japan, AAA, All Star Wrestling in the UK without signing a single piece of paper. So I think it's a testament to my value and my worth that people would trust my word, without signing a contract. I think that's proof to other wrestlers that the contract is a little bit more one sided. And if you just put some thought and effort into it, you might be better off without signing anything.
It makes sense, and don't sell yourself short because you are somebody. You're a great follow on social media at Real Sam Adonis. You're an excellent worker. I enjoy your work very much. And this Saturday night, hopefully, you're coming back with some gold, some of that AAA 6-man tag team. And I think it's Friday night. I don't know why I said Saturday.
It is Saturday. You're right. Okay. You're right the first time. Yeah. So I was actually, I am the current former AAA Trios champions, and that was with Puma King and Diamante Azul, both of whom were with me in CMLL years ago. We all invaded AAA and basically, jumped ship and kicked ass for a couple months. And then Diamante Azul had some other obligations and decided that he, would rather put his personal priorities ahead of ours. So, that being said, that the team kind of fell apart. We weren't as focused and as into business as we should have been, which cost us the titles. So this coming Saturday, I'm calling into arms. I'm bringing out the big dogs, This week's going to be Sam Adonis, Brian Cage, and John Morrison as the trios team in this match. And honestly, I don't have to say anything more about those two to sell to your viewers that it's a pretty damn good team. So we'll be out there with Nuevo Generation Dinamitas, which are the trios champions, and then Bandito, Psycho Clown, and Laredo Kid will be in this match as well. So I'd like to think this will be one of the featured matches on the show where you see the most fireworks because there's a lot of damn talent in that match.
Yeah, there are.
yeah, that's right. That's what I was going to say. But anyway,
That's what you were gonna say, really?
yeah,
Come on, man.
100%, buddy. So I know independent wrestling is all about balancing, one promotion to another. But now that you're AAA and now you're MLW, how do you feel like balancing both of those will go for you?
I actually am very optimistic about it because AAA has a very unusual touring schedule. They're very based. They do generally 2 to 3 TV tapings a month, but they're, in my opinion, AAA manages talent better than any other company out there. There's probably about 60 stars in the AAA locker room. And you might only know 5 or 10 of them here in the United States as the ones you see on the American independent scene. But if you were to go to a AAA wrestling event, Mexico City or Guadalajara or something, each one of those wrestlers on the event is a certain portion of that crowd's favorite wrestlers. There's not it doesn't really feel like there's a mid card or an opening match guys. It seems like everybody has their following, and they do a great job at balancing their stars, and making sure that everybody kind of gets their piece of the pie. So if they're doing 2 or 3 TVs per month, I might be on 1 or 2 of them. As of right now, living in Pittsburgh, it's impossible for me to be on every AAA show. I've been very blessed to be on a lot of the good ones. But the fact that Conan is working with MLW and with AAA, that's going to kind of be able to bridge the gap. I clearly they're on such good terms that I'd like to think it's going to be, beyond my pay grade. Whenever one has a date coming up, they're going to discuss it and know when they need, who needs me, when it's going to happen, and what's going to happen. And I'm just going to have a date sheet and be where I need to be.
There you go. And the last time you were actually on the show, it was myself and Kate who's asking this question in our chat. Who are you looking to get your hands on in MLW?
Come on, there's 2 guys that everybody knows, and there's 2 guys that I've heard about even outside of this MLW bubble. I need high-profile singles matches with Jacob Fatu and with Hammerstone. These guys, I've worked with both of them. I've wrestled them, multiple times in multiple parts of the country. But I'm a big fan of high profile. There's a time and a place for everything. I'm sure a lot of people will give me hell for it. There's two logics. There's the Sabu logic of go out there and get 250% every time, and break your leg in front of 13 people. Or there's the Kevin Nash logic where you don't take bunt for under 5,000 people. I kind of dance the line there by saying that, you need to know your audience and know what they want to see. You can go out there and entertain the hell out of, 50 people by still kind of taking it a little easy, or you could go out there and do next to nothing and still tear the house down. So I want matches with these guys with the cameras running, with the big crowds, with the big arenas where people know us. Because, those 2 in particular are 2 of the, best heavyweights in wrestling right now. I admire both of them because, I think they both kind of, they're in the same vein as I am. They're both talented, but they're also, they know their value. They know their worth. They probably could have signed a couple other TV agreements in the past few years to get them out of MLW, but they also know that, they get to be themselves. They get to build on who they are, and they get to, showcase their abilities in a high profile situation. A lot of people now, I don't think too many wrestlers realize how much they cut themselves short by signing a deal to fit in with 200 wrestlers, because you might end up losing all the momentum you had because you're that desperate to fit in. Hammerstone and Jacob are not that way. They're guys people are talking about, and when they're coming to your town, whether it's Chicago or Philly or, even outside of MLW, they still have that star aura and that star presence about them because they're not, just blending in with everybody else.
Yeah. And I think I can speak for all of us and the people listening out there, live and in podcast form. You against either of those guys is definitely something we want to see in MLW. Something fresh, something different, something new. The magnitude TripleMania 30 this Saturday night on Fight TV in English. I think it's like $19, $20, and this show is stacked. So if you're familiar with professional wrestling, Phoenix is there, Psycho Clown, Taya and Camille for the Reina de Reinas champion. Sam's going to be there. Now, you were at TripleMania last year. is there an added pressure because now you're in a three-way trios match for championship belts? And correct me if I'm wrong, but you don't have to be pinned to lose this.
Right. There's an added pressure just anytime it's the big event, just because everybody brings their A game. I don't think a lot of the wrestling fans understand how big TripleMania is in Mexico. It's 21,000 seat arena. There's airplanes decorated with the AAA logo. This is everywhere down there. The same way that you go through Manhattan a week before WrestleMania, and there was WrestleMania on the taxis and on the billboards. That's what TripleMania is in Mexico City. So it's a huge deal. Everybody brings their A game. Everybody, gets in their best shape. Everybody buys their nice fancy gear. Everybody wants to make sure that they're the one people are talking about. And now, it feels. I can't say it's an added pressure because we've been on Fight TV for a few events now, but it's just now starting to become normalized that the American audience realize they can see it in English. The longest time, the lucha fans in the United States were almost like a segregated demographic. You had to really dig and search for your Mexican wrestling through YouTube and understanding what to search in Spanish. Now, half our roster is featured on other rosters across the world. And, this is their home base. This is their home turf. And so, if you look at 5 of the top independents out there, the best match from this show might have been Taurus. The best match from this show might have been Laredo Kid. The best match from this show might have been Psycho Clown. The best match from this show might have been John Morrison. All these guys that are individual showstoppers are collected under one roof. And, when you have a mind like Conan that can just, he's a genius, it's going to be a big deal. And I'm really excited for it.
So I'm not the biggest soccer fan in the world, but I watch the World Cup, right? And so some people say you have to watch the World Cup in Spanish to get the full effect of what's happening. Like I watch it on the Spanish television. Do you feel that anyway in professional wrestling, watching AAA is better viewed with this in Spanish as opposed to?
I don't feel that way at all. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. That's it.
Okay. I don't feel that way personally. I am biased as a fan. I still like my Japanese wrestling and lucha from the 90s. I like the stuff that I watch to be that, but I'm also in a little bit of a different position. I think there's a lot of misconceptions about what lucha libre is in the United States. And we have Larry Dallas and Joe Dombrowski that are able to now convey they're able to tell the story and actually give you the depth of what's happening and why. A lot of times, when it is in Spanish, you just see, you just hear, I speak Spanish, so I can understand it fine, but a lot of people that don't, they just see masks and they see athleticism and they just say, oh, I like that guy or this, and sometimes things don't make sense. But whenever you understand the backstory and it's, it's deep, there's a lot of deep-seated issues there. And the same thing about maybe, for example, Mystico, the original Mystico. The reason he was so huge is he was from the most dangerous, bad area of Mexico City. So beyond the character, beyond being a good wrestler, he was, basically the American dream of Mexico, if you will. He's the one that rose from the ashes and became a sports icon. That was always subconsciously in the Mexican fans' minds. But if you watch those matches back in Spanish, as an American fan, you're never going to know that. You're just going to say, wow, this dude's over as hell because he does cool shit. I like him. And, there's a lot of that being missed on Lucha Libre. And I think having guys like Larry Dallas and Joe Dombrowski who really do love the business and love to study and learn, they're going to add to it. And I think overall, we will continue to collect more of an online audience for TripleMania and the events to come.
As a fan of wrestling, we've interacted a bunch on social media at Real Sam Adonis on Twitter and Instagram. Big old school 90s wrestler guy, like a lot of Japanese stuff. To be able to share a ring with Cybernetico and Vampiro this past weekend, I mean, is the kid in you, is that just like the coolest thing ever?
It was actually pretty neat. I don't get excited too much anymore. I've actually been very lucky to wrestle a lot of my heroes. Ultimo Dragon was probably my my biggest hero as a child. And the time I invited my dad to Mexico, to Arena Mexico, I took his mask off, and he ran to the back to get a new mask. And I had already done this 12 or 13 times on various shows at this point. And I go up to my dad after the show, and I said, "Dad, what do you think of the show tonight?" He goes, "Sam, you took off Ultimo Dragon's mask." And I'm like, "What?" He goes, "You took off Ultimo Dragon's mask." And, sometimes you need it to be put in perspective like that to appreciate it. And I'm like, oh, my God. So I've been able to do a lot of cool stuff. A lot of that, that you don't take it for granted. You always appreciate it. But a lot of times you don't get to, to enjoy it the way you used to. This past Sunday, I was in the middle of the ring. Estradita is my manager. We're in the ring. Vampiro's in the ring. And Cybernetica's music hit. And he comes out to Seek and Destroy by Metallica. And the instant pop from the fans was something that I haven't seen in wrestling since I was a kid. And it only reminded me of being at Pacific Arena when the glass would shatter for Austin, where every single person in the building shot to their feet with their fists raised in the air because all hell was breaking loose. That happened. And I saw it firsthand in front of 10,000 people in the ring. And I actually walked over to my manager, Estelita, and I said, "I actually have chills from this right now." So it was awesome. Crazy how it works. But, at the end of the day, it is, you can't be blinded by that stuff because at the end of the day, it's a business, There's other wrestlers that I will leave unnamed that I could have been, huge fans of, that I've wanted to meet, wanted to work with, that now I can look you straight in the eye and say, that guy's an asshole. So it kind of goes both ways,
Yeah. For sure. Absolutely, 100%.
Sorry, you caught me mid one.
I just don't want to ask another question, but if we're trying to.
No, you're good. Go ahead, Kev.
Let me ask you. So when you meet, like the other day, I was at a show in Jersey, right? And I walk into the locker room like I belonged, even though I don't necessarily really belong. Like, how do you feel about people like who are just there to have a good time and just be like you're one of the boys, even though you're not necessarily one of the boys?
In the locker room, it's a little bit different. I think it depends on where you're at. There's a time and a place, like if you're wrestling at a bot show at a carnival and the locker room's a tent, like I'd rather be outside of the tent than just kind of hanging out with everybody anyway. If it's TripleMania and when, I'm in the back trying to, prepare myself mentally for a massive event, the last thing I want to do is have to stop and get a picture with your kid right now. There's a good balance of both of that. And it comes with the job you're being asked to do. For example, Warrior Wrestling in Chicago is at a Catholic high school, and their meet and greet is just as much a part of the show as the wrestling matches. So if you're going to go there and kind of big league all the fans because you have to prepare for your match, you're not really looking at where your bread is being buttered. I think there's really not one right way or wrong way to do any wrestling show or any match. I think, to be a consummate pro, you need to understand your circumstances,
right.
Understand what you're being asked to do, what you're getting, paid to do, and who's paying you to do it. I think I might have mentioned this last time I was on the podcast. I've always been one to work for what my bosses want me to do. And this goes back to why I've said, for 14 years, I haven't had to sign a contract because my bosses will say, wow, that guy, he does exactly what we ask and he does it better than we ask him to do it. Of course he has a job. I have never been the kind of guy to go out there and go against the grain just for my content, for my social media, for my presence, for my image.
Right.
I feel like if I were to do every exceptional wrestling move that I know, or every cool, aerial move that I know, I would probably have a much bigger following on the internet and be a indie darling, if you will. But a lot of these indie darlings, they're not making much money. And it's one thing to have clout; it's another thing to have respect. And I think at the end of the day, it's worth taking the long road. And the more difficult road, it's always going to pay off with a little bit better reward. Here comes a puppy again.
Oh,
Our Lord is back. Mott Spock.
He's like, Dad, I love you anyway.
Sam and I peed together at Warrior a few months ago. Super cool dude.
Oh my gosh. Hell yeah, Mont. We know how to party, don't we?
There's no greater compliment than saying someone that you, remembering somebody you peed next to.
And we made eye contact afterward, right? It wasn't during.
That's good. Afterwards, better.
Uh,
I'm super.
yeah.
Tony really just fucked up my interview because he left, and he is the biggest Bruno Sammartino fan. And I saw a couple days ago you got to go to the premiere, and now his internet's out and he's gone. But I gotta ask, how was the premiere of the documentary?
There's a little bit of backstory here, which is pretty incredible. So the Bruno Sammartino in my family household was, probably the way most people would look at, Superman or Batman. My dad, he was as big of a Bruno fan in 1962 as anybody in Pittsburgh. So he had all the programs, he had the magazines, and he knew how much my brother and I were into the WWF and everything. And there was always like these mystical tales of oh, you guys should have seen Bruno. Oh man, you guys would have loved Bruno. And this is back in the day before there was classic wrestling available on your computer. Eventually we found some VHS tapes, and eventually we had some more accessibility to them, and we learned to love them just because of the sentiments around the household. But we grew up just knowing this guy was such a big deal. Oh, is he back?
He's back.
Yeah, we had a complete crash at the house. Everything was down.
All right,
We're back.
You're back in time. Back in time, Tony. I was just saying that. I'm just saying that in my household as a kid, Bruno Sammartino was our fictional ancestor that my dad told great stories about. So that happened, and it just kind of the way it was. We grew up, and for years we ended up in the Pittsburgh wrestling industry, we ended up knowing a bunch of people, and every once in a while some people would come around that knew Bruno. And Dominic DiNucci actually became pretty good friends with our family. He was Bruno's tag partner in the 60s, and he was actually in a tag partner with him in All Japan as well. But Dominic became good friends with the family, and then my dad became friends with Daryl, who's Bruno's son. So my dad, to this day, just drools over everything Bruno. He went out to, I was in England at the time, but my dad drove to New York for his Hall of Fame induction, and got to see everybody, shake hands, get the pictures and whatnot. So since then, my dad's been pretty decent friends with his son, Daryl Sammartino. A couple years back, prior to the pandemic, I had moved back to Pittsburgh and started running my own wrestling events. And we had reached out to Bruno Sammartino's son, Daryl, once we realized they had what's called the Sammartino Foundation. So the Sammartino Foundation raises money for the homeless here in Pittsburgh with food shelters, and they're constantly just doing work. All the documentary and the books, everything that they have their fingers in, gives back portions of the proceeds to these, assistance programs. So we raised some serious money for the Sammartino Foundation the past few years, and it's only kind of just snowballed into the ideal relationship. My dad is, there's nothing makes him more proud than being able to, say he's friends with the Sammartino family. We were invited firsthand from Larry Richard, who is one of the KDKA news hosts here in Pittsburgh. He's real tight with family as well. So they brought us in. It was just my mother, my father, myself, and my brother. They invited us in, given us first-class treatment. They actually acted like we were something special when we're sitting there like, no, come on, you're Bruno Sammartino's family. So we got to sit there through the documentary. It was an awesome documentary. It really went into detail about his time escaping Italy during World War II. If anybody's interested, check out BrunoSammartinodoc.com. There's a documentary. If you think you've ever had it rough, man, this guy, it really makes him that much more of an icon, because this is like some Hollywood level stuff. This could be, if there was a Hollywood screenplay, you probably wouldn't believe it was true. So it's pretty wild. But it was just an amazing event overall.
So the doc has been released, because I've been following the foundation on Facebook. It's definitely it's out there now. Okay.
Yeah, it's on DVD now. There was physical copies there the other night. The original release date was supposed to be May of 2020, and they actually had a premiere that was supposed to be set in Pittsburgh's Heinz Hall, which is the big opera hall, which is actually the biggest, most prestigious venue in the city. but they ended up having to cancel it because of COVID. So
Yeah.
the other night was a little bit smaller of a scale, but to us, that's just it's amazing just being a part of something like that. Pittsburgh history as well as just being a part of such a legend's story like that. In any way.
Oh, for sure. And I always try to teach these guys and all of our listeners the history of Bruno. And I get made fun of for being the old guy on the show, but Bruno was important in my family too. Like when my grandparents and my great grandparents were into wrestling, they Bruno was their hero. And you know what you say, I think you're cutting it short a little bit. I mean, like I know it was probably scaled back to what it should have been, had it gone forward in 2020, but you guys have still had a hell of a crowd there for the premiere of this.
Oh
thing.
yeah, there still was. I mean, there was easily 350, 400 people there. It was a packed crowd, but I mean, considering Heinz Hall holds about I think 1,200 or 1,500, so it wasn't quite what it should have been or could have been, but it was definitely enjoyable. I just always look. A lot of people they're not even privy to what we have here in Pittsburgh because Bruno set a bit of a precedent here because he was a WWF guy, but he ran the Pittsburgh territory.
Mhm.
He had there was his own Pittsburgh TV here in the '60s, and he would kind of use himself as his asset to sell his shows throughout the area. So personally on a much smaller scale here in the United States, or here in 2022, I should say. I look at that as something that I've been able to do with my promotion. I kind of use myself as a selling asset. And locally, I'm able to get some pretty good media coverage, newspapers and podcasts, commercials, whatnot. So, I've been able to copy suit. But again, it's just there's so much depth to that man. Everything about him is just, honor and class. I mean, I can't recommend that DVD enough. A lot of people would really enjoy it.
Yeah, and definitely, and check out his book too if you're out there and you're listening. And a couple years ago, it was one of his last appearances. It was at the big event out in Queens, and I took the morning off of work to go out there to make sure I met him. And it was
Yeah.
a huge bucket list for me. And he couldn't have been a nicer guy. Could not
One
have
of
been a
my-
nicer guy.
One of my most prized possessions is I have, I don't know if you remember the wrestling magazine from the 60s called Wrestling Review. They
Okay.
used to have, they had a full color, it would be 11x17 poster that was folded up in the middle. And I have the Bruno Sammartino one signed to myself and my brother. It says to Sam and Matt, best wishes forever, Bruno Sammartino. And just
That's
his
awesome.
handwriting, it's one of those things that's like, you can just, it oozes class even to this day.
Yeah, I was lucky. I got my book signed by him, and I have his Hall of Fame WWE figure signed by him. Plus, I have his
That's
picture
awesome.
on the wall back there too. Yeah, like I said, nothing but an amazing man, and I mean, we didn't get to talk too long, but he just so gracious and so friendly. Awesome guy.
Yeah, yeah. I would love to have had a picture with him sometime, but I just the life catches up to you. You don't realize you need it till it's too late. Sadly.
No, I hear you, man.
The documentary is available on Apple TV and Tubi as well, and the
Okay.
website has like Comcast up there too, Tony. So you might want to check your Comcast to see if you could get it on there. We're on the
sure.
line with Sam Adonis at Real Sam Adonis this Saturday night, TripleMania 30. Jesus
That's right.
Christ.
Nailed it.
Available on Fight TV. 11 years in November. I've been doing this. On Saturday night with English commentary. Sam is going to be in a 3-way trios match for the AAA World Trios Championship. His team is Brian Cage, himself, and John Morrison, taking on the team of Psycho Clown, Laredo Kid, and Bandito, and the champions Nueva Generacion Dinamite. I butchered that. It's cool.
No, you did well. You did well.
Sam, if you follow Sam on social media, I don't know if you're a figure guy, but you do collect certain figures. We've talked about the junk shop dog stuff. They make great stuff. I'm still super pissed that I missed out on that Bloody Terry Funk. But
You'll get it. Don't worry.
please, I need it. It's the only one I'm missing from my collection. You're buying
I'll have
stuff.
to shoot him a text for you.
Oh, you're the best, Sam. You're collecting stuff from like your childhood, right? Like stuff that.
Not necessarily from my childhood. I like to have stuff that nobody else has. So, conversation pieces is the way I look at it. So if something's quite rare, something I basically have 80% of the stuff from my childhood. But then again, like, when I was 12 or 13 is when I really got into Japanese wrestling. I mean, I was into it for years before, but that's when I had the, more connections in Japan. So I started collecting toys, stuff I couldn't find. And, there's plenty of stuff out there that is either, way too expensive or way too rare. But, just through the connections I have in wrestling, every once in a while something pops up that I'm like, yeah, I probably shouldn't buy that, but it's extremely rare and it's worth about 8 times more than this. So I get some stuff here or there. I also just, a lot of the stuff too is, kind of collaboration stuff, if you will, as far as my social media. I'm able to represent somebody else's brand. So, if there's something out there with toys, if somebody's putting out some new toys or new T-shirts and, they want to get the word out there about it, I have a decent enough following now that I'm able to kind of negotiate some of that stuff. I'm not a paid endorsement man, but hey, if you want to give me a couple free toys to put some pictures up, hell yeah, let's do it.
What do you? I know you have your own figure too, which is pretty fucking cool.
Those are the ones I sell. Yeah, I get those in Mexico, and honestly, I was fascinated with those before I ever got them myself. They sell them outside of Arena, Mexico, and somebody takes the time each week to paint every last detail on a little, they're kind of like Masters of the Universe toys, only generic body, generic, but somebody paints every last detail down to the lace, down to the lip coloring, the eyeballs. I mean, somebody takes a good, hour or two on each one of these toys, painting them completely, exactly like they were the week before. So if you go to Arena Mexico Friday and says, oh, I really like Mystico's gear tonight, next Friday night you can buy a toy of that gear. Nothing is licensed, nothing's official. It's just all, out of a car trunk. And I think it's cool. So they ended up making toys of me, and I said, hey, I need about 20 of these so I can take them to indie shows in the USA. I took them to Japan for the Champion Carnival, and I sold 25 little ones and 10 12-inch ones in the course of 3 days. So Japan's a place for toys.
Nice. I like that. What do you think your rarest pieces that you have right now?
I just got my rarest piece would probably be an Atsushi Onita model. So there's a model that is I guess it's not die cast, it's plastic. So it's a plastic mold that came disassembled, and you have to cut each piece out of the mold, and then you have to glue it together and paint it. So there was only 400 of them made back in 1994. I have never seen any other wrestling fan or wrestler that has a completed one. So I mean, out of 400 that were made, how many are still, intact? How many are still not in the garbage bin? So I would say that's probably my rarest piece. I wouldn't even know what it cost. I wouldn't know what the value of that would be, honestly.
That's
pretty
wild.
Yeah, to an Onita fan, it might be worth a lot.
Yeah, it's all about what you're willing to pay for it, for sure.
Exactly. And that's the other side of it. It's like I don't really do it for the monetary side of it. It's kind of just like, neat to me. It's little artifacts along the way. But, something's only ever worth what you were able to get for it. So some of the stuff that I think is the most rare, craziest stuff, if somebody doesn't want to pay $1,000 for it, might have to settle for $60. Hopefully, I'll probably hang on to it before that.
I would hope so. From a fan on the outside looking in, TripleMania 30, take yourself out of the show. What's the match you're most excited for?
Viano against Pentagon. It's Viano 4 against Pentagon Jr. in a mask versus mask. It's really, you kind of can't even explain. I mean, everyone knows it's a big deal. Right. But it's such a big deal. You kind of have to feel it, and you kind of have to see it. So it's like, I don't know if you guys are aware of a guy named Roy Lucier. Roy Lucier uploads some of the most legendary content in history on YouTube, and he is the biggest lucha fan you'll ever meet. Roy was at one of the TripleManias. We're at LA Park against Viano, and I wasn't booked on that show, and he just would not shut up about how ridiculous and amazing this match was. He says the crowd was crazy. Being there and feeling it is one thing. it almost doesn't translate to the camera because that same match was one that kind of just slipped through the cracks according to the online reviews and those who seemingly are in the know. They would say, yeah, that was this, that was that. It was a decent mask versus mask match. You kind of have to be there to experience it, to understand and appreciate exactly how important it is. And just hearing those reactions, it's unearthly when you're in that building and you see how crazy people can be for that. One of the key things I try to explain to non-lucha fans when trying to understand it, that the lucha libre has very little to do with the mask. You're watching the wrestler behind the mask. The best wrestlers are the ones. The mask is kind of just like the facade. Yes, it's cool. You got to have a pretty mask, but the biggest stars ever were the ones that were more than that. It's the way they walk. It's the way they talk. It's the way they fight. When you see L.A. Park, you don't have to. He doesn't have to have a mask on. You can tell that's a bad son of a bitch by the way he walks, by the way he moves, by the way he hits people. DMT Azul, Cibernetico. There's guys like this for history that, the biggest stars. Penta is that. Penta has such a charisma that he could wear any mask he wants, and it's Penta. Dr. Wagner Jr., Psycho Clown. These guys are so much more than their mask. And that's what I wish American fans could understand, that is that the mask is kind of just part, that's what the people come for and fall in love with. But Viano is such a legend of Lucha Libre, and he's been there for so long. He's torn at people's heartstrings for years. Penta is the up and coming, like the guy now. Those two individuals, you couldn't just dress up two different people and put Penta and Phoenix. Let's put it there. You couldn't put other people in their costumes,
right?
But you could put them in other people's costumes. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
yes.
100%.
That's how that's what lucha needs. That's why I wish a lot of people would understand about lucha. It's much more about the fight. The mask is great. Yes, it's important, but still, there's that connection of mask to person is what makes it so much more magical. And that match, just get ready for some blood, get ready for some chaos, and you'll see some of the craziest. You're not going to see gratuitous violence either. It's not going to be a death match. You're going to see just a pure fight with some of the most passionate people on earth losing their mind for it.
Yeah, and the way we got there is super creative. How they had the tournament where the losers advanced, and with obviously the final stage being the final two, loser. It's mask versus mask. So I thought that was super creative of AAA to do that.
It's been a great way to do it. They've done, I want to say they just told us the other day it was 17,000 people at the first TripleMania. There was 14 at the first, 14,000 at the first one, 17,000 at the second one, and this one's going to have 21,000. So, if there are 3 events, you're going to be doing over 40,000 people. That's going to be, pretty big deal. Or no, right at 39,000. Either way, it's going to be a big deal, and that's amazing for the 30th anniversary of TripleMania. I'm just happy to be a part of it, man. I don't know if I told you guys last time, but when AAA put on that pay-per-view in '94 with WCW, that One World Collide, I had no idea what it was. And my dad just says, "Hey, we're watching wrestling tonight." I'm like, "It's Sunday. What's on?" And I saw it, and I was hooked. Lost my mind. I could not believe what Lucha Libre was. I couldn't believe Eddie Guerrero and Art Barr were so damn awesome. And it's just, I'm really proud of the fact that literally 28 years later, I'm in a top level position with AAA. So, pretty proud of that. And I wave that banner freely and proudly. And, coming forward in this next couple of years, you'll see it right side by side, waving next to the MLW flag. So I'm pretty optimistic about where things are and where they're going. We'll see how it goes.
And we're excited to be along for that ride this Saturday night, TripleMania 30, Fight TV. It's $22. So
Nice.
it's got English commentary, 9:00 start. The show is stacked, and it has your favorite stars. Flip Gordon's there. You're familiar with him. Microman, MLW staple. Dragon Lee's going to be there. Willie Mack, Sam Adonis, Brian Cage, Johnny Morrison, Laredo Kid, Bandito, Psycho Clown, who's been
It's stacked.
it's a huge show.
It's absolutely stacked, but more than anything, you will get your money's worth when you get to see my brand new robe, which I will debut on Saturday night. My
With the
new entrance
boots?
robe. And then, no,
Breaking news.
I have the old, no new boots this time. Come on, you're getting carried away.
Hey,
I'm wearing some good boots, but I just got the new ones a couple months ago. But the robe will turn some heads for sure. That's what I do.
I said breaking news, not new boots.
I said new boots.
Oh, you said new
He
boots.
said
Oh,
new
I'm
boots.
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well,
Oh, wow.
I do. I pride myself on my boots as well. But the robe's all I'm going to do this time around. So it'll be worth it.
Nice.
Don't worry.
Love
Well,
it.
Sam, we're looking forward to it. We appreciate you. I know we juggled our schedules and everything to make this work, and it worked
I'm
out
here, and I'm
perfectly.
glad you guys had me.
Well, we are always happy to have you. Anytime you
Yeah.
want to come back on and shoot the shit with us, you're more than welcome.
Sure.
Is there anything you want to leave the fans with before we let you enjoy the rest of your night and relax?
Just keep doing your thing. Just keep supporting, the outside guys. Everybody's kind of got their favorite team these days, and there's still people trying to get picked up by those teams. There's a lot of good wrestling out there. There's wrestling in every country, every corner of the world. And there's guys out there that might not be everyone's favorite wrestler. You could go to an independent show and see the guy in the third match. If you like him, don't be afraid to support him. Follow him, tweet him, get these guys, confidence. Because confidence blooms into charisma. There's so many people out there that they just follow and they just want to latch on to what's going to be hot here today. Because you don't know. The guy that everybody's laughing at here today might be the biggest star tomorrow. So, go with your gut. Like what you like. You support wrestlers, support the guys, locally, internationally, whatever you can. But just remember, wrestling's a beautiful thing. There's too much of it to go around and waste your time hating any of it.
Perfectly said.
To your lips to God's ears, my friend Sam. It's been an absolute pleasure. Follow Sam Adonis at Real Sam Adonis, Twitter, Real Sam Adonis on the Instagram. And don't forget, this Saturday night, TripleMania 30.
Thank you, guys.
Next time we talk
See
to
you later.
Sam, he'll be a two-time AAA Trios champion.
Yes, sir. We'll
Enjoy
see you
your
guys.
Brother.
Thank you, brother. Be
Hey,
well.
Sam.
All right, Sam Adonis. Man, what a guy.
Great guy. I'd have him on like every week if we could.
He's fantastic. He's great to talk to. I really enjoy it. He's super, super insightful, and he has a lot of knowledge. I think we lost Tony for the night, Kevin.
I believe that is the case. His internet stinks, or he just hates guests.
That's true. One or the other. I'm going to do a Patreon plug real fast,
Beautiful.
and then I'm going to let Brendan Haney jump in, and we're going to go down the aisle.
Okay, that works, man. I'll be right back in 5 seconds.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening to the podcast tonight. Hopefully you enjoy this. And if you want to support the Wizards podcast at Wizards Podcast on social media, you're going to go over to our Patreon, patreon.com/Wizards Podcast. For as little as $1 a month, you can support the show. $3 a month gets you bonus content. $5 a month gets your social media websites plugged. And $10 a month gets you all of the above. Plus, we enter you into a monthly drawing where you get to be a part of the show. We saw Ryan Sullivan sit in on a Clark Connors interview last month. Brendan Haney is going to come down the aisle with us this month. And November's David Henry Bauer III. We're going to figure out what he's going to do with us. We got a full lineup in November. We got what's the lineup for November? We got Eric Cannon. We got Sal Renaro. We got Ronaldo Freeman. We got a huge huge shows lined up for November. So definitely check it out. So at this time, we're going to thank those that support us. Kathy Homer, the queen of the Shining Wizards. Manny Crazzo, the king of the Shining Wizards. Danny Rusinello at Not Danny Russ on the Twitter machine. Anthony Rusinello from the Mark Order podcast. Sean Toe. Sean Calejo. Kate the Great Hensler. Over there at Miss Kate Fabe. She's doing Fightful post shows. She's doing Sourgraph. She's doing Mark Order podcast. She's doing it all. Support her, follow her, and respect her. Matt Grifo at WhoDatMatt81 on the Twitter machine. No relationship to the KJG. We got Christine Friesendorf. We got Mark Parloni. I'm sending Sam Adonis a message. We got Jay Kopp, Big Cop of Pump over there from the Turnbuckle Throwbacks. We got Thomas Kops, the Mott Spock at High Five Tom. He's doing the Marking Out ROH Revelry podcast. We got Michael Hammond. We got Matthew Birch, Braden Bergen, at Enfuego30, our number one fan from Iowa. Brendan Haney joining us shortly. Ryan Schlong at the Mark Order Podcast, at Mark Order Pod on the Twitter. Asian Joe, David Henry Bauer III, his pal Antonio Horseman makes experimental music at Harvestman Records, 856.bandcamp.com/music. Mike Peterson at LOL Mike Peterson. I Dunk Biscuits. The Daily Smark, thedailysmark.com, at the Daily Smark on Twitter. They help you find the latest wrestling news along with up-to-the-minute daily podcasts. Don't forget, we deliver YouTube videos to keep you in the loop. Kevin Rogue at Year of Pod, at JJ Rogue Means, at TOTS Pod. Make sure you follow him on all those platforms. And last but certainly not least, he's on the Twitter machine at W Mercier Jr., the one, the only, William Mercier Jr.
Lives are going to be in William Mercier's hands. You know what I mean?
Kevin, I know what you mean, and we are just rocking and rolling. We're going to bring in Brendan Horney right now.
Horny.
Hey.
Thank you for being so flexible with our schedule here.
Yeah.
I kind of gave Brendan the runaround today. We started at 8:30, then we pushed it back to 9. Then Sam was available earlier than 9, so we had to bump Brendan. He's just been a trooper.
And Sam was a great interview, so it was awesome to sit there and listen to that.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Sorry, what's your name again? I'm sorry. Who do I know you?
Oh, yeah. I think you know me from a liquor store.
That's right. That's what it is. There you go. What's up, buddy?
How you feeling, man, after all those beers yesterday?
Well, all right. So what time was our interaction yesterday?
I think it was like 3:30.
Oh, God. 3:30?
Yeah.
I was probably in there.
Yeah.
I was
Double
probably in
fisting
there.
at that show.
Well, here's the thing. They thought that I asked for 2 every time I went. Like, and even with food, like even with hot dogs, they were like, "You wanted 2, right?" Very clever on their part. Freaking the Wyatt family over there, very clever. But no, I was probably a little bit in there, so sure.
Yeah, you didn't get a Pats from whatever his name is, Rockhard.
No, I got Paps from other people. Trust me.
Oh, okay.
There were plenty PBRs being had along with the Bud Lights that I purchased. So,
nice.
Plenty of those, baby. PBRs. All right.
Well, Mr. Horny, that first of all, Tony apologizes. His internet was shit, so he had to leave. He had a rough go of it tonight.
He hates guests.
It's getting late. Yeah.
And just as I teed up the Bruno question for Sam, he has internet shit out. So it's just the way it is today for T-Donk. But we are going down the aisle. You decided you wanted to go down the aisle with us, and you threw us a nice one here tonight.
Yeah, it was a show I was at.
Oh no.
So this is the New Japan Pro Wrestling Invasion Tour 2011 Attack on the East Coast. It is a joint show between Jersey All Pro and New Japan Pro Wrestling, and this is the first round of the IWGP Intercontinental Championship Tournament. Plus, I mean, it's crazy to think that 2011. I don't think we had started the podcast yet, right? What do we?
Well, 2011, yes, we did. Well, you guys did.
Not at this to May. I was still out. We didn't start until November.
Okay, all right. So yeah, but the year, yes. The month, no.
Seeing this annoys the ever living shit out of me because this show is stacked to the gills. It took place at the Rawway Rec Center.
Yep.
That's the Pro Arena.
And dear God, I mean,
it's unreal the names on this show. Like looking back at it,
right from the start.
Hit me.
Your opening tag match is Homicide and Low Key taking on Jushin Thunder Liger and Tiger Mask.
Insane.
Now it's not
which Tiger Mask?
He is the 4th Tiger Mask. Tiger Mask 4.
All right, and we're confident that it's actual Tiger Mask and not.
With all the names that were here,
it's not Joey Janela in a Tiger Mask, right?
It's not. It is the Tiger Mask 4. That's who it is.
I'll take it.
Right? That's your opening tag team match, Kevin.
bonkers.
Second match on the card, Kojima, Kenny Omega.
Insane.
In fucking Rahway, New Jersey.
That's right. Home base.
It was packed too. There was probably 12 or at least 1,200 people there.
Yeah, I think 1,200 would probably be the max.
Yeah.
So Wikipedia has it at 1,800 people.
No chance.
Jesus. That's crazy. They had all the.
I mean, I'm just saying, like physically impossible, unless they did like 6 rows of chairs and then the bleachers. 1,800 is a lot of people.
Yeah.
Brandon, you were there?
I was there. There was a shitload of people there.
How many rows of chairs do you remember there being there?
I was in the bleachers, so I don't really remember. I know they didn't have like a ton of merch set up and everything, so
so it could have, like, the chairs could have possibly gone all the way back to the walls on every single side.
Yeah, except for wherever they have the
bleachers. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so maybe that's possible. That's definitely doable then.
Yeah.
Because like for the shows that they do there now, like 1,100 is pretty damn good.
I went to one WrestlePro show there once, and it had all I remember. It had like Teddy Hart in the main event, and
with his
Emma was there.
His cat on the turnbuckle.
Yes, that was it. I mean, that's what he did at every show.
That's every show. Yes.
Yeah.
So that could have still been PWS at that point.
I think it was. It had I remember it opened with Bowens and Bobby Wayward, and I almost missed it. I was pissed because I love Bowens at that point. Still do.
Yeah, no, they're great. Yeah, so that was probably when they were probably just breaking up the Untouchables, maybe, and anyway, that's not the point of this down the aisle.
Look down. This is what down the aisle is, Kevin.
That's a good point. So, do you have a time frame of, because I every show since the inception of WrestlePro I've been at in Rahway. So
it was definitely one. It was about a year after when Cody was in WrestlePro.
Okay, yeah. So I was there for that show. So it was definitely when Bowens and Bobby had their Untouchables break up, probably. So
yeah, they had already broken up, and he was feuding with.
Was he the Power Ranger?
He had the Power Ranger gear.
There it is. All right,
yeah.
So there it is. Nailed it.
Yeah.
There it is. It's Bowens time. That's what he said. It was great.
That's right.
That's what he would say when Matt. He would go up on the ropes. He would say, "It's Bowens time." It was great.
It checks out.
Yep, definitely. Love Bowens.
He was great. Still is.
No, he's one of the greatest guys ever on this planet that was ever put on this earth. 100%. All right.
We follow Kojima and Kenny Omega with 8-man tag action.
This is the match I came for too, and you probably never guess who I really came for this one.
It was Fergal, Taguchi, Giant Bernard, Carl Anderson,
Tensai
against Davey Richards, Jado, Gato, and Shinsuke Nakamura.
This is in freaking Rahway in 2011.
I came there because from like 99 on, I was the biggest Albert fan. Still am.
A-Train.
When I heard he was going to be in New Jersey, I was like, I got to go to this show. Who cares about Nakamura or Kenny Omega? I just want to see Albert.
So Albert should have got a piece of the admission. Like it's like a bringer show in comedy. Like, who are you here to see? Albert.
He drew at least 2 people there that night because I dragged a friend of mine with me.
Dude, Albert, this was post A-Train, post Giant Bernard in New, or still was Giant Bernard
before Tensai.
Before Tensai when he came back.
Yeah,
and that was Coach. What's the fuck?
Coach Bloom.
Yeah, Matt Bloom. Coach
Yeah.
Bloom. Yeah.
So Horny, you were when he left WWF in 2004. You still followed him to All Japan and New Japan.
I tried. Yeah, I never really got into like tape trading or any of that, but I always tried to keep up with what he was doing and everything.
So I gotta ask you something, Horny, and this is the name. This is the name that we just gave you tonight, by the way. What was it about Prince Albert A Train that said, I got to watch this guy all the time.
I like the way he moved in there. I thought for a huge guy, he moved awesome. He was one of those guys. He looked like if you got in the ring with him, he was gonna murder you.
Was the zero charisma factor? And did that like do anything to you?
You weren't a hip hop hippo fan?
Oh, I was a hip hop hippo fan, and then because I remember it was like there was a 6-man when Rikishi came back from the fold too, and it was like the 3 of them, like in a 6-man against somebody. But but then hip hop hippo turned on Scotty, and became A Train.
Yep, joined up with Paul Heyman.
Yeah, and then he finally shaved his back.
Terrible day.
Yeah, terrible. Yeah, we all regret that day. For sure. Yeah. No, but I remember it. Like, dude, trust me, you're looking at an A-Train expert right here. I remember everything about Albert, TNA, Trish, then him turning on Test, and then
him be with the Boss Man.
Yeah, no, that was Bull Buchanan. Oh no, he was with the Boss Man too. You're right, he was with the Boss Man.
Yeah,
all right.
That's Bad Intentions was a fucking killer tag team, man.
They were, yeah.
Is this New Japan?
Davey Richards, former ROH champion, was bumping and jumping off, bouncing off Albert. And I know if there was an ROH message board at that point, they fucking exploded, and it was great.
Bad Intentions was Giant Bernard and Carl Anderson.
Okay, I knew they were a team. I never knew they were called Bad Intentions.
You guys want a Raw spoiler?
Sure.
No. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's fine.
One of those guys came back on Raw tonight.
Carl Anderson.
Was it really?
Yeah.
By himself?
No, I think Gallows.
They both came back tonight? I knew it was. We knew it was coming, but I didn't realize it was going to be this quick.
Yeah, he's still open weight champ. It's weird.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah, all of a sudden on Twitter, people are like, "Are you kidding me? What the fuck?" And I had the what did he do? Give me the
probably helped AJ against Judgment Day.
But I assume he's with AJ probably against Judgment Day.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's gonna be some sort of beatdown on AJ and the music hit.
Yeah.
That was actually literally reported today for the first time that I heard it, and then I heard that it was going to be happening coming down the pike. I didn't realize it was going to be this quick.
Yeah, that was fast.
Like I heard by the end of the month, but did not realize today. That's awesome. I'm excited to go watch Raw.
What are they doing with this fucking title now?
So didn't we say the thing that can't they do what I suggested they did for what they should do for the Revival or FTR? Can't they just strip them and do something with it?
They can, but he's in the middle of he's advertised for the November 5th show. This Crazy Town.
Yeah.
This Crazy Town.
Is he under contract?
I'll see him at the end of the month then, I guess.
I think I have it in my notes. Hold on.
Get those notes, baby. Brendan, Matt's doing note taking right now. Who knows what kind of deal they're working on? Maybe it's per appearance.
Possible. Maybe they get him back for like one more show.
He's scheduled to defend the title. We've got verbally agreed upon dates with New Japan for an extended period of time, but there's such a built-in story with Bullet Club, and we never got to finish the story in WWE with AJ or even Finn. There's been a lot of things that have happened in the business, so we can never say never. Anytime we can work with brothers like AJ and Finn, we're always going to listen.
Beautiful. I love it. Listen, man, this is a new world we're living in, man.
Yeah, I also think if they keep the title on him, even for that one match where he drops it, that's huge exposure for New Japan.
Selfishly, they should do it in New York this month.
That's right. They got that show in October at the end of the month.
I'll be there. Yeah. Be there with Will and Mats Bach.
What show? What show?
The Halloween show.
Yeah, like the Friday before Halloween. They're crowning the first women's champion for Stardom, like New Japan Women's Champion.
Oh, yeah, you definitely do both there. You definitely take the belts off FTR if they're booked, and you definitely take the belts off of
unless they could keep it on FTR because that the tours or the tag tours coming up if they can get them over there.
They got a couple indie bookings during the tag league. We'll see what happens.
Oh, okay.
Listen, you know way more about it than I do, so God
I'm
bless.
very
They-
interested now.
They announced over the weekend, Jay White called out Kingston for that.
Oh, he's gonna beat the shit out of Eddie Kingston. Fuck him and his big mouth. How do you like them apples, Kate, and every other fucking Eddie Kingston simp?
All right. So what is simp and what is mid and what is?
You got a fucking phone. Google it.
You're the one saying it. I mean,
I'm too old to know what that shit means.
We had our and so we
oh,
blow
simp
through,
is gag the camp. Okay, gotcha.
we blow through these first three matches. Now we have the 8-man first round IWGP Intercontinental Title Tournament. Yujiro Takahashi defeats Haido Saito.
I remember that name. I feel like he was like a 90s guy. I think he was in NWO.
He was not.
He was not that Saito?
He's the original Bone Soldier.
Oh, that guy.
And he was Captain New Japan.
Sure was.
Tetsuo Naito defeats Josh Daniels.
Oh, a dear good close personal friend right down the road.
Everybody hated Josh Daniels that night. He was like public enemy number one.
Josh Daniels was like my like that was probably like the first. He's from West Orange, but he's from my
town.
Is he
really?
Yeah. And he went to Matt. He went to this. He went to like elementary school with Donnie Frigans.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a name that no one other than me and Matt would know. But yeah, he went to my elementary school before I was there, but he went to the same elementary school as me, Josh Daniels.
Nice.
Well, he was on the losing end against Naito in the first round. Next match, Toru Yano defeats our dear good friend Danny Moff.
As much as they hated Daniels, they fucking loved Moff. Everybody loved Moff that night.
Yeah,
and as they should.
Moff was like bleeding fucking Jersey All Pro in 2011.
Yep.
Josh Daniels was very much like a Dynamite Kid-esque kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
he was always on the cusp of Ring of Honor. Like he would be one of those guys that would do like the pre-shows and shit.
I wish Josh Daniels made it.
I mean, he had a decent run. Like he did stuff in. Let's see, what was his?
But like made it. Like you know what I mean? Like if Josh Daniels was around, like if he was like the age he was then, that he like now, he would be all over the place.
In 2004, he was in Ring of Honor a lot.
Okay, I did not know that.
He was in the Pure tournament, the Pure title tournament. Let's see, he got a win over Dixie. He was in Survival of the Fittest. He teamed with John Walters. He beat B-Boy. He was in Four Corner Survivor match with Jimmy Rave, BJ Whitmer, and Trent Acid.
Okay. This is all ROH, right?
Yeah. He wrestled Homicide at Final Battle 2004.
Damn. And we interviewed him, and I don't remember talking about it.
Yeah, it looks like he was there for most of 2004, and then not maybe 2 months in 2005. He was a tag team with Jay Lethal to start the year. They beat the Outcast Killers, and then he lost a 4-way dance that involved Eddie Vegas, Eric Cannon, and El Generico.
Yeah,
and then he pops back up in 2008 for one match in Ring of Honor, where he loses to Rhett Titus.
So that's a career, baby. That's a good run.
And he did a bunch of stuff in like MCW and NYWC. The New Japan this tour that he was on the night before this the night after this he goes one-on-one with Kenny Omega in New York City, and then the night after that he's in a 6-man tag match where it's 8-man. It's Gato, Jado, Nakamura, and Takahashi against Josh Daniels, Tiger Mask 4, Charlie Haas, and Okada.
Oh my God.
That's insane.
A difference a decade makes, right?
Yeah.
Like, holy crap.
A decade before, he's probably on 6-hour USA Pro shows. Wrestling the new Dynamite Kid.
Your last first round match, and I think this would have popped Kevin. MVP defeats Okada.
MVP was a big deal.
He was.
MVP won this tournament, I believe.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah.
He's a former IWGP champ, right?
Intercontinental champion.
Intercontinental champ. Yeah. He's up there. He's a big dude. You forget about that kind of shit, man.
He left WWE just before that to specifically come to New Japan.
Yeah, that was wild. And now he's came back with Impact, and then did he do Impact? Yeah, the Beatdown Clan or the Beatdown Club, and then went back and wrestled. And dude, I'm a big MVP guy. Big fan.
This is his road to the IWGP Intercontinental title. He beats Okada night 1. He beats Naito night 2. And in the finals, he beats fucking Toru Yano.
To become.
That's fucking great.
To become
the first ever IWGP Intercontinental Champion.
He's an MVP.
Yano was not like fun Yano then, too. He was like, I'm going to hit you with an umbrella or some shit. Like, just like heel Yano.
Hey, boys, let me hit you with this real quick from Mott Spock. Any chance there's a New Japan WWE Forbidden Door possibility now?
If it doesn't involve New Japan breaking their agreement with AEW, then sure.
Is there an actual agreement between New Japan and AEW?
There is, according to the contract John Moxley signed over the weekend.
What's that about?
He signed a 5-year extension where he's exclusive to AEW, but can still work with their partners, New Japan Pro Wrestling. Tony Khan doesn't want him doing GCW anymore.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Nick Gage pinned the AEW champion over the weekend.
Yeah.
All right, so is it off the table completely?
I don't know. I don't know the inner workings.
Right. Yeah. So kind of an unfair question, but it was
Everett.
brought up by Mott Spock. So I just wanted to bring it up because I feel like if there was any realistic chance of it happening, it probably would be now. But let me ask you this, guys. Now that we're down the aisle and completely off track, do you think it would be a bigger deal than what AEW did with New Japan?
Yeah. Just because WWE is number one and on a bigger stage and everything. I mean, and then you get, AJ's a former and New Japan champ.
Yep.
Brock. Yeah, that's true.
So Matt, how do you feel about it? If it were to happen, I know we're pipe dreaming and down the aisle and shit, but I think it would be great for maybe a network special or something like that.
I don't know.
Are you so turned off by the way AEW did it that
they're just here? Nobody. I don't think you get. You're not going to make everybody happy,
right?
Like you can't tell me.
Would you be happy?
I don't think I would be happy with it. No. I don't know. Like, sure, AJ and Jay White would be fun, probably. Right, but somebody's got to lose, right? Who do you put Roman Reigns in there with? Okada, Tanahashi. I mean, Roman Reigns, his legacy in WWE versus to a WWE fan, you don't know who Okada and Tanahashi are, right? So when Roman Reigns goes over there, you're like, who's this fucking scrub? Right?
What about like a Drew and who's the guy that we always make fun of his last name? Not Tanahashi. What about he used to be in WCW. What the fuck's his name?
Nagata?
Scott Norton?
No. Yeah. Matt, what about Drew and Scott Norton?
Sign me the fuck up for that.
I mean, he's everywhere.
WCW was fucking 20 years ago, so
old dude with the jumpers. He used to be. Was he Kenzuki Sasaki? Was he Power Warrior? Who was it?
Animal?
He's not. Kenzuki Sasaki's not wrestling in New Japan.
Who the fuck's the fucking guy? The Bull. Come on, Matt. He's
Tenzin?
No, not Tenzin. Tenzin was in NWO. He's the guy. He's everywhere. He was everywhere. He was in AEW.
You're thinking Minoru Suzuki?
No, not Minoru Suzuki.
Big Tom Ishii.
Nagata.
Big Tom Ishii is a pitbull, and I don't think Big Tom Ishii was ever in WCW.
think he was.
He was in Michinoku.
I think Ishii was somebody else, wasn't he? Or am I confusing it?
You are confusing it.
Okay. What about Ishii versus Drew McIntyre? Would you be there for it?
I don't know, man.
All this would be amazing, but who knows what would.
Here's what you do. Here's what I would do.
All right, here we go, Matt. Drop some knowledge on us.
We're gonna try and push this November 5th show. We got Zack Sabre Jr. We got Naito and Will Ospreay at the top. New Japan says we want to do a title change. We want Hikuleo to beat the Machine Gun. So give me the Machine Gun, give me Luke, and give me AJ or Finn just for the night. It'll show good faith from WWE and it'll boost the fucking New Japan shit. Right? And then you could do something weird with like Hikuleo, Tamatanga, and Gato or Jado face to face with the Good Brothers and AJ Styles in 2022 in a New Japan ring. Everybody wins. Right? You get the title off of Carl.
Yeah.
Shows good faith from the WWE. It's a whole new era with Triple H. It might be a foot in the door to maybe something in the future. And it would help New Japan maybe get some new eyes on the product.
Who did Finn used to team with there?
Taguchi.
Taguchi, that's right. You could
Apollo 55.
That's right.
This guy.
There was one more match. There was one more match on this card.
Oh yeah.
Charlie Haas and Rhino defeated the team of Hiroshi Tanahashi and Togi Makabe.
Oh, Makabe. God.
Charlie Haas and I think they were a tag team in Jersey All Pro at that time.
This might have been right around the time where maybe Russ had already gone.
He was gone.
Yeah, he's way. Yeah. Because we're talking about like when Charlie got there with Shelton, it was like in early 2000s.
Yeah.
2000s, yeah. So no, dude, that's a wild matchup, bro.
It's a crazy card, and Charlie was working. It looked like he was working full time at Ring of Honor too, with the world's greatest tag team.
Yep, they were. Yeah, they were there. I remember that because I love that team, man.
Their never-ending feud with the Briscoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like 2011 was their feud with the Kings of Wrestling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Hero and Cesaro.
Briscoes.
What was
Kings
that?
of Wrestling is Cesaro and Hero, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that's super annoying to know that this show happened within a stone's throw of me, and I should have been there for it.
Dude, I had no idea that this caliber of shows were running in the Rahway Rec Center at that point.
And they had two more after this. I think that was a Friday, so Saturday, Sunday, they finished off the tournament.
Yeah, they ran in
New York, right?
Yeah. Let me see if I can find it here.
2011, I was probably 28? No, God, I can't even do math. But bro, like I had no idea. My common like sense of like or my awareness of the independent wrestling scene in 2011 was so like distant to me. I had no idea what was happening.
So your next night in New York City, it was Kenny Omega versus Josh Daniels, Dan Moff, Jushin Thunder Liger, and Tiger Mask against Gato, Jado, and Nakamura. Bad Intentions, Giant Bernard and Carl Anderson against Saito and Kojima. Davey Richards, Homicide and Rhino against Okada, Taguchi, and Makabe.
There's a match.
The freaking Rahway Rex.
Prince Devitt low-key for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. And then our two semifinal matches, Yano and Takahashi, MVP Naito. And then your IWGP champion, Hiroshi Tanahashi, defended against Charlie Haas.
It's crazy.
Charlie Haas getting an IWGP championship match, bro.
And then the last night of the tour saw Naito beat Saito, Gato, Jado, Nakamura, and Takahashi against Charlie Haas, Josh Daniels, Okada, Tiger Mask. Kenny Omega defeated Jushin Thunder Liger for the Jersey All-Pro Light Heavyweight Championship. Carl Anderson and Giant Bernard beat Danny Moff and Kojima. Devitt and Taguchi beat Homicide and Low-Key. Tanahashi beat Davey Richards. MVP won the tournament. And Togi Makabe and Rhino had a street fight.
And nobody won.
Holy shit. Holy
Damn,
shit.
bro.
Hell of a show. Hell of a show. And a great down the aisle.
Hell yeah, baby.
Definitely.
Brendan Horney, I thank you. And
Thank you guys for having me on.
Please,
Always
thank
a
you for
pleasure.
supporting the podcast and being a Patreon supporter for a very long time. We're glad we can finally give back and get you involved.
I appreciate that. Thanks.
On the Twitter machine is at the Irish Misfit.
Yeah.
There you go.
And just cheap plug for Ring of Honor Revelry podcast for Milwaukee Tom and Will. Every week I do my question of dishonor on there, and they do just an awesome job going down reviewing old Ring of Honor from 2012. It's a really great listen.
Yes, and I hear they both make experimental music on Bandcamp. So there you go. Dude, this is awesome.
Of that.
This is awesome, brother.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much, guys. It's very awesome to be on this.
Take care, brother.
Brendan, enjoy the rest of your night. Appreciate the support. We'll talk soon, my man.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good night.
You, Mr. Horny. Have a great night. Enjoy.
Thanks for the nickname.
That's all, Kevin, brother.
Yeah, we did it. We made it.
Thanks, man. Have a good night.
Fred. Call me Fred. Perfect.
All right.
That was a good down the aisle, man.
It's a great down the aisle. And it's been an amazing show. It's been a long show, Kevin.
Yeah,
it is. My wife's probably going to stab me when I go downstairs.
Well, just make sure you have your phone on speed dial for 911 if that happens.
Hopefully she's not super hungry. We did have a late lunch, so that works in my favor as I have to probably go make dinner now. We didn't get to really talk any New Japan Pro Wrestling, and that's fine because you can tune into the Bread Club on Fightful Overbooked. The new episode should be dropping today, probably tomorrow, Tuesday. Me and Kieran go over everything that's been happening in New Japan and definitely catch up on it because it's Wrestle Kingdom season, and this Carl Anderson shit is wild too. So I gotta figure this out too.
So that's a really big deal then for you guys and the New Japan faithful, eh?
It's huge. I want to know the ins and outs of this because the possibilities are endless. It's a whole new era here. This is Triple H's game now, and it'll be interesting to see
what if the belt changed hands on WWE television.
That'd be fucking wild, bro.
That'd be crazy, right?
That'd be wild. So we'll have to wait and see.
There you go. All right, Matt.
What do we got next week, Kevin? I'll tell you right now. We got Thunder Frog next week, baby.
Thunder Frog,
and we have our Wizards Rewind back to the Pile Driver VHS, which Tony has to send us a link to.
He did, I thought.
Well, he has to resend it.
He has to resend us a link. I'm excited about that actually because when he said it was a documentary, I was like, all right, we're just gonna watch the Pile Driver video. And no, it's a whole documentary on the actual album, which I'm very stoked about. And it's different. It's outside the box.
It's gonna be different, all right. So we got next week's gonna be different. Thunder Frog, baby, and the
Thunder Frog. Oh yeah, yeah, Thunder Frog. Hey, frog under my thunder.
And the Pile Driver VHS. So that'll be a lot of fun. We'll be back next week. Be sure to follow us on all social media platforms at Wizards Podcast. Special thanks to Sam Adonis at Real Sam Adonis. We'll be back next week with another episode of the Shining Wizards Wrestling Podcast. Remember, rate, review, and subscribe no matter where you listen. It helps the algorithm. It'll help new people find the show, especially if they're listening to wrestling podcasts. We will pop up as a recommendation. So as silly as it sounds, it takes you 60 seconds to give us 5 stars and write a little blurb and submit it. We would appreciate it. So do so. And we'll be back next week with another episode of the Shining Wizards Wrestling Podcast.
Peace out, folks. And farts and farts and farts and farts.